Mm-hmm. Well, good early morning. My goodness. I just woke up from a nap probably about an hour ago and came down here to the old workbench and was like, let's just do a live stream. This is way out of the ordinary for me to be doing a live stream at 2 o'clock in the morning. My goodness. But check out the title. Come on. I want to talk about this, okay? I ain't going to make no big deal about it, all right? I want to sit down calmly and collectedly, right, across the table from all of you. And I just want to talk about not so much the coronavirus, okay? I don't want to really talk about that. Everyone's talking about it because it's reality right now. But I want to talk about just simply having a little bit extra. That's it. That's what this conversation is going to be all about. So I hope that you will indulge with me, okay? And share this out. So if you give me just a minute or two, okay, to share this out, I want to give myself a thumbs up because I believe what I do is good stuff. I do. Well, nothing wrong with that, right? Let's see, share it out on the old Twitter. And I share it over with my family as well, if they're so interested in coming over and checking it out. Okay. Let's see, join Cab 7. Be right with you. Cab 7 live now on YouTube. At, what time did I say? Okay, 2:15. 2:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's good enough. I hope that you're having a good night or a good morning, wherever you might be at. Okay, got it shared over at Twitter. Well done. See, Control C. I'll see if it works over there. If it'll give me a picture this time. Control V. No picture. I don't get it. At night, it just doesn't show pictures. That's okay. Control V. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, and last but not least, very well done. Okay, I got it shared out with my family and friends now. Let's get back to the live stream. There we go. Debbie! Oh, Debbie! Girl, you just put a smile to my face. It's been a while. How are you doing? My goodness. Wow. I haven't seen you online in a while. Um, let's see, when's the last time you did a live stream? According to this, looks like about a month ago. Girl, I've been keeping you in my prayers. I hope that you're doing well. My goodness. Oh, you're good. You're taking it easy. Hey, that's all right. You know, Debbie, I had to do the same thing, you know. Oh, I'm sure you knew, you know, everything that I was going through, right? And I just had to step back and reflect, right? And I come back and it's like, wow, things are just a bit better, right? A bit better. One thing I've noticed is that when you belong to a social media, right? We all put ourselves out there, and people are either going to like us or they're not going to like us. And the people that like us, you're going to know that because you're going to get the I love yous or I care about you. You mean a lot to me. And then you got that small group of people. Okay. It's a small group that they try to give you a hard time, right? And they just want to make your life miserable. And, that's a constant battle, I suppose. But I taught myself that I've got to focus on the positive things, the good things, right? And there's one thing that's greater. There, there's one thing that's greater than anything else in this universe, right? And that's focusing on God. At least for me. At least for me, right? And I'm not saying this for everyone out there. I mean, you believe in what you want to, whatever works for all of you out there. But I just know for me that I got to keep reminding myself there's something that's greater than me, that's greater than all these people on this planet combined. And that's God. And that helped pull me through, right? That helped pull me through. But it's so good to see you. My goodness. Come here, give me a hug. Ah. Oh, my goodness. Wow, I did not expect that. Oh, wow. You know, you get to know people for a while, right? And they become friends and they become like family. And I'm treating this as if you're one of my relatives, right? I haven't seen my uncles and aunts for a while. And so if I were to go and visit them, I would be giving them big hugs and go, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing?" Oh man, oh man. Ah, Debbie, Debbie, Debbie. Welcome. And I'm glad that you're here. Wow, I like that. I like that. Okay, listen, we got 25 people watching right now, and I appreciate y'all being here. Tonight's topic, I want to talk about nothing wrong with being a little prepared. Okay, um, I don't want to be that person that goes overboard because trust me, I could do that too, right? I could go off the deep end with this being prepared stuff, or I could just simply make it simple. So I'll try to do the best that I can. I want to say hello to Hannah Sumter. How you doing, young lady? Good to see you out there. Phil Dogs, how are you doing? Oh, you're going by Phil Dogs. See, I'm used to you being another name over at another place. Phil, good to see you, man. Nina 2005. We got Red Neckerson's resales. How are you doing? Of course, WWW, my little sister Lou. Lou, love you. Good to see you. Tracy Van Brecht, how are you doing? David 2010, a pleasure to see you out there. Wow. Explosive Phoenix, how are you doing? Still going up the chat here. I don't want to miss anyone. There's my friend, Enjoy Being out there. Always a pleasure. Did I get everyone? I think Jelly Duck 100. How are you? Good to see you out there, my friend. Suicide to recovery. Coronavirus doesn't scare me. I'm with the Lord. Amen to that. Amen to that. I'm on the same page as you are, my friend. I'm on the same page. We got Lady Swan. Girl, you supposed to be sleeping. What are you doing up? You're supposed to be sleeping, girl. Much love to you. All right. We got a good group of people in here. Mind Crime, how are you doing? Good evening. Oh, man. So tonight or this morning, I want to talk about just simply being prepared, all right? Now, I lived through a couple hurricanes, one in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And if anyone knows where that's located, it's in the mid-Atlantic, okay? Right on the coast. So the ocean for me at the time was only a couple miles away. And so whatever came up, from Florida normally hit the outer banks of North Carolina and bounced off of Virginia Beach, Virginia area and a lot of times it just kind of circled back out into the Atlantic. So I know what living through a hurricane is like, right? You lose the power, and it could be for either a number of hours or it could be for a number of weeks. Trust me, it can do a lot of damage to a community. And Virginia Beach is, uh, I think, over 300, 400,000, something like that. But it's combined in the Tidewater area of, I think, 5 or 6 different cities: Norfolk, Virginia, um, Chesapeake, Virginia, Suffolk, Virginia, Hampton Roads, and Newport News. So it's a huge conglomeration of cities all bundled up or nestled up against the coast. So yeah, I lived through a few hurricanes. And then, of course, living in Montana for a while, I lived through a lot of snowstorms for 20 years. Trust me, it knocked out the power too. And it's from one extreme, to the next. Not so fun. But I sit right before you because I made it through all that Mother Nature could throw at me, right? So, but you learn how to prepare yourself for such emergencies, right? Knowing that the power is going to go out for a while. And unless you have a generator, it's going to be quite difficult. Some people have to leave their homes, whether it's damaged by storms, and you have to move into a motel or a hotel or move in with relatives or friends. And I get that too. I've been there. So I think I'm a little bit experienced in, just simply being prepared. And there is nothing wrong with that. Okay. I'm telling you. But there's a simple way of doing it. And I only found one person that I've come across that said, nope, I can't do it. I cannot prepare myself. Now, I like a good debate, okay, with someone who is totally closed minded. I like a good debate. And I like to be able to walk away from the table knowing that I planted a seed in their brain, right? And in most cases, when I come across stubborn people, they come back a little bit later and they go, you know what, Cab? I didn't want to admit it, damn it. But you were right this time, okay? Okay, you're right. Man, we've all got life experiences, right? I've had young people teach me new things that I knew nothing about. So I can't put down young people just because they're young doesn't mean that they're not smart, right? They've got life experiences too, things that I've never been through. And if I ever go through something, more than likely I can go to them. They're going to say, Ben, let me tell you. So, what else do we got out there? Um, where did I live in Montana? I lived in Billings. I lived in Missoula. And I lived in Great Falls. So, I've lived on all parts of the state. I love me some Montana. Literally love you, my little sister. Thank you for helping me out. Lady Swan, thank you for helping me out. I really appreciate it. I want to thank my moderators out there. Thank you for what you do and keeping this place safe. Thank you. Um, ZPD Survival, how you doing? I helped rebuild Virginia Beach. Hugo. Wow. My goodness. I can't remember the name of the storm that I went through. By God. Let's see, I'm thinking 2000. Was that the year? 2000, 2001. I'm guesstimating. But I remember now we lived on a little peninsula that stuck out into the Atlantic, okay? And when the hurricane came through, we departed. Now, I didn't want to leave. What a huge inconvenience, right? And I'm hoping that all my stuff is going to be okay. Well, we left and we came back the following day. Amazingly, where we lived, the roads were still open. It was one single road for all the residents that lived out where we lived. It was um, like a camping area, right? And I can't remember the name of the damn company. Um, Shoot, it escapes my mind. But you can make investments in some of these companies where you buy land or buy a shoot, I can't even think of that word. Uh, God, I'm at a loss. Uh, what the hell was the name of it? It's it's like a lifetime lease, right? You get so many times a year that you can go to this place, okay? It's one of those kind of places. Well, we were eventually able to buy land. We bought 4 lots. And so the hurricane came through, did what it needed to do. But when I came back to a very different place. It certainly wasn't the same place that it was 24-hour prior. Now, I lived in a 1958 or 59 mobile home, 8 feet wide by 40 feet long. It had been around a long, long time, but it was pretty sound. And we had an addition that was built onto that, okay? So that where the door frame is and about 8 feet over, it was cut out of the mobile home and an addition was built onto it. So it was on a concrete pad. And when I saw the water surrounding that mobile home and how high it was, it's about 2 feet. So we're looking about that much distance, okay, about 2 feet. And I'm going, oh Lord, oh boy, there's going to be some damage inside. So believe it or not, I opened the door. All right, open the door. And inside my living room, that built-in addition, fish, fish were swimming in my living room. Hard to believe. Hold on just a second. Hold on just. So, there were fish swimming in my living room. Now, if that isn't the strangest thing to see, the place that you call home has now become an aquarium. You know what I'm saying? So over the next few days, the water receded, and I tried to scoot the fish out. I tried to get the fish out. Oh my words! Hold on just a second. What is going on tonight? Takedown man, is that the real takedown man? Hold on a second. I gotta make sure. I haven't seen Takedown Man in over a year. Hold on just a second here. It is. Man, how are you doing, brother? Wow. Um, Listen, folks, check out my friend Takedown Man. He's also a veteran, okay? Served our country. And that's our commonality right there. That's wow. Um, Takedown Man. Man, you're freaking me out by being here. Oh, I've known Takedown Man for many years. He's a good guy. He really is. Um, check him out. I want to hold on just a second here. I want to read his about page, okay? Man, I'm freaked out that you're here. I am Takedown Man. I am AKA as the godfather of the deep web here on YouTube. I'm also a horror writer, filmmaker, and producer, many short films. I also like to do dark hidden history and documentaries from things on the darker side of life. So feel free to come and check me out. Maloha, aloha. Wow. Oh, man, how are you doing? This is unreal. Just been working a lot. Wow. Okay, listen, folks, while he's here, I don't know how long he's going to be here, but please take an advantage of this situation and please subscribe to him, okay? I'd really appreciate that. Oh, words. Lulu, do you know Takedown Man by chance? Do you remember Takedown Man? I don't know if you do or not. We got Explosive Phoenix out there said your voice is not synced with your voice on the stream. Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I wish I could do something, but I can't. Great, man. Got my eyes fixed and driving now. What? Holy crap. You can see now? That's a big deal. That's a big deal, Takedown Man. Oh, my word. You know what? Couple months ago, I had cataract surgery on this eye, but I think they messed up a little bit. It's, I mean, I've got the 20/20 vision back, but there's still a blur. And I'm hoping, they said, oh, that should go away within, 2 to 3 months. Well, it's almost been a couple months. So it aggravates the hell out of me. And I've got another appointment at the VA for them to check my eyes again. So I'm hoping they can do something about it. Oh, man. $49,000 later worth of surgeries. Oh, geez. Damn. TDM, I don't know how you make it through life. Man. What do they call that? It is, um, you went through a lot of hard knocks kind of thing, right? Life full of hard knocks. That's for damn sure. Wow. We got right side of Floyd. I've known my friend right side of Floyd for several years now, probably close to 4 or 5 years. What the hell is going on tonight? People are coming out of the woodwork that I haven't seen in a long time. And you know what? This is awesome. This is awesome. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do something out of the ordinary. Worth every penny. Driving a V6 race car that I bought. LOL, loving it. Man, I'm so excited for you. Listen, TDM, with my cataract, okay? Um, I had to wear glasses, okay? My vision wasn't getting any better. Uh, and I knew that I couldn't drive without my glasses, especially at night, right? So after they did the surgery, and I waited a couple days before I went out and drove, and I couldn't believe it. I could actually drive without my glasses for the very first time in years. In years. It was like, whoa, wow, this is unbelievable. So I get you. I get you, man. I know what you're saying. I'm happy for you. Holy crap. Adam's life. Out of nowhere. Man, how are you doing? Okay, okay. You're all freaking me out, okay? You're freaking old Cab 7 out. Cyborg tech. Wait, I gotta pinch myself. Am I alive? Cyborg tech, I haven't seen you in months. How are you doing? Holy crap. Oh, wow. This is unreal for me tonight. If you only realized what this is doing to me. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, I've got an idea, okay? I'm gonna do something out of the ordinary. Now it's up to the people that I ask, okay? But tonight's topic is nothing wrong with being just a little bit prepared, okay? I don't want to go overboard and make some big deal about it and get people all flustered, right? I don't. So I'm going to ask a few people if they want to come up on my panel. Number one, I would like to bring up TDM, okay, if you want to. Oh, much love to you, Debbie, Debbie, Debbie. I want to bring up Cyborg Tech if you want to, okay? I want to bring up the right side of Floyd if you want to, okay? Uh, it's because I haven't seen all of you in a long time. So, and I haven't talked with you on a panel in a long time. So if you want to come up, just let me know out in the chat there. Say, yes, Kath, I'd love to come up on your panel and talk about this topic tonight. Enjoy being out there saying the secret middle of night meeting. There you go, middle of night. Cyborg Tech said, of course, my brother send it my, okay. Now, okay, Cyborg, you're going to have to write me, okay? Because I don't remember your email address, okay? So send me that email. Oh, there it is right there. By God, that came in pretty quick. Let's see, control. Yeah. Heck yeah, let's have a little panel. Let's talk about this. Let's see. Control C. Let me go over to my email. Okay. Compose to Control V. All right. Cab 7 stream. Now, why is it coming up in pink? That's rather odd. Well, I'm going to try to send it and see if it goes. Wow, wow, this is great, man. This is great. Okay, invite. Let me give you the URL there. Okay, Control V. Okay, I hope that I got the email correct because I copied what was out in the chat. So send. Okay, it's not sending. Cyborg. GREVAMED@gmail.com. Do you have another address there, my friend? Because it's not, I'm not able to send the message. You got another address? Let me get back to the chat so I can see what's going on here. Hold on. Let me get back to the chat. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Oh. Okay, that's not the cyborg tech that I'm aware of. Okay, that's not the one that I know. Doggone, I should have looked earlier. Okay, that's not the cyborg tech that I know. All right. That's why it wasn't accepting it. I don't know who this cyborg tech is. Cyborg tech public apology to Elvis Travels. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me get back to the chat here. It's me, Ben. What happened to your channel? You had a lot of videos, a lot of good videos out there. What happened? I sent you an email, Ben. You made a new channel. Huh. Okay. Hold on just a second. Um, hold on. TDM, did you want to come up as well? If you want to come up, let me know. I'd love to get TDM up here. Miggy XO, how are you doing? It's not just toilet paper. It's a lot of things. People are stockpiling multiple things so they don't have to leave unless they have no choice. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I sure do. Megan. Thump, 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 thump. Much love to you, girl. How are you doing? Okay. And then I have my friend, hold on a second. Where'd he go? Excuse me for the confluctuation, everyone. just give me a minute or two, okay? Floyd, are you still out there? Did you want to come up? Jared Shelton said, Cab 7, it's the right cyborg. Hold on a second. Let me check my email. Huh. There you go, cyborg. Come on up, man. Come on up. I'm taking a chance here. Okay. TDM, driving right now, will another night. Just write me and let me know. All right, TDM, man. Congratulations to getting that site back. I know that you were worried about it, and I was too, man. I am so happy for you. Wow, to know that you're actually out there driving. Wow, that freaks me out. Hey, wow, amen. Amen. That's good news. That's good. That news alone made my night, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. Barbara Gordon, how you doing? Calvin's Corner. Hey, buddy. You're not at, yeah, you are. You're at work, aren't you? You're at work because I'd bring you up on the panel too. I know that you'd like to talk about this topic tonight. Let's see. Look at Adam's life hanging out with Debbie. Look at that. It's a good friendship right there. Um, let's see. Floyd. I think Floyd probably ended up leaving. Got it. You know, there's one person I'd like to bring up on the panel. And it would be a very interesting conversation because I'd like to get his look on life is different than most, and enjoy being, man. You'd be an interesting person to sit down and talk with. That would be an interesting conversation. I want to thank everyone for being here early in the morning like this. There he is. Okay. Yep, that's the cyborg I know. And you know how I know that this is a real cyborg? Let me tell you, folks. Cyborg is the only guy that I know of that looks like Wilson from Home Improvement, okay? You never get to see the whole face. Remember how Wilson had the fence up to his nose? That's the real cyborg right there. Man, how are you doing? We got to get his volume turned on. Give him just a second. Can't hear you yet. Cab 7, the shutdown is starting to happen here. And oh wow. And so it's affecting South Africa as well. Yep. It's affecting the whole planet.
Okay,
No
you
doubt
should be able
about
to
it.
hear me.
By God, I can hear you now.
So there we go. There we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I was retiring. I was transitioning out last year.
I
Well,
don't.
I was in the process of retiring last year. I was transitioning out, and
Oh,
I
okay.
had some real life problems, drama
Okay.
go down with me, and some personal stuff went down. So I got kind of pissed off. I'll come back in a bit. I got mad shit down my old channel. So I'm making a new one. This is my new account. Of
Okay.
course, it's me. Everybody knows it's me. Anybody recognizes my voice.
Oh yeah.
And I got my new channel going now. I'll start working on it a little bit at a time when I get time to do it. But it's been crazy. It has. I mean, it's okay to be prepared, folks, but you need to understand one thing: don't panic.
Exactly. That's
Don't,
exactly right.
there's nothing wrong with being a little prepared. Everybody can be prepared, but the last thing you need to do is panic. We had the same thing happen when H1N1 popped up in 2009. The same Problem happened. People freaked out. Everybody bought everything. Stores went crazy. It didn't go as far locked down as we are right now, but be patient, be calm. If you're sick, don't go out. Don't go around any people. You're fine. You're just going to get like the regular flu symptoms, get the fever, get the runny nose, cough a little bit, and in a week or two, you'll be all right. So it's all good.
All right, folks. Well, that was our live stream. So thank you for coming. And we're just, hey. No, hey, you wrapped it up in a nutshell, man. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Wow.
We got put on standby because of this. All of us have. So
Okay.
we've been going through a lot of talking with CDC, WHO, a few other organizations. We've been in pretty close contact with them here. We have been for a good month now, and with our local first responders, sheriff's departments, and everybody else, we're in contact with them as well. And basically, we're all doing the same thing. We're just trying to get the word out to people to not panic. Please don't panic. If you're sick, just don't go out. Stay in your house,
right,
and monitor yourself. If you have any complications from being sick, then please contact your hospital. Let them know you're coming first. Don't just arrive. Let them know you're coming so they can tell you the appropriate action, what to do. If they want you to go straight to the hospital or go to another area to where they can treat you. So it's pretty simple.
That's exactly right. Now, let me get your thoughts on being prepared. Okay. Put all that aside, what you just shared. What things eh, for you would you want to have prepared on the side?
Oh, if you have any medical conditions like medical needs, of course, a little bit extra medicine on the side, any medical equipment you may need, like say you might be like me in a wheelchair, might need surgical, urological supplies. Have a little
Right.
stockpile of those saved up as well. And then just a little bit of canned food and rice and noodles and pasta. Have some of that stockpiled in your cabinets. Keep about, it's always wise to keep at least 3 months worth in your house, somewhere stored in a little room or in the corner of one of your closets or something. Stockpile
Agreed.
about 3 months worth. And then every now and then, every couple of paydays, add another couple of weeks to that. When you get to about 6 months, you're good. Keep a 6 month stockpiled and you'll be all right. So
I'm on the same page as you with those same things. Um, uh, we're good for 3 months and maximum 6 months. But I'm going to tell you, these aren't cuisine meals. Okay, this is
no.
simple stuff that will keep you going. It's not a vegetarian diet. It's not, all this kind of fancy crap. It's bare minimals, bare essentials just to keep you going.
Mm-hmm.
So I could live off of peanut butter if I had to.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can stockpile in. You can have you can go get extra bags of chips and toss them in the side cabinet. You can get crackers, toss them in the side cabinet. Just buy a little bit here and there as you can. Keep a little bit away.
Have you tried
And that's it.
have you tried crackers or chips 6 months after its expiration date?
Oh yeah, they're a little dry.
A little stale when you can smell.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
at least for me, I can actually smell stale. I know what that smell is like. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And here's one tip since we are talking about this.
Sure.
This is one tip I want to tell everybody about right now. There is one thing that goes through circulation that a lot of people, 99% of the population, does not realize that they need to keep an eye on your money.
Oh.
If you have money, if you have, take a can of Lysol and just, Lysol actually disinfectant kills this virus. It's been proven to kill this virus. So if you have Lysol in your house, steaming it can also clean it. That's what actual government issues, food preparation plants use to sterilize stuff is steam. You have a steamer, use that. If you don't know how to use a steamer, make a little quick homemade steamer basket out of some old wire coat hangers and hang them over the top of a pot of boiling water and lay all your money in that and let it close the lid and let it steam for about 3 or 4 minutes.
There you go.
It's sterilized.
That's right. You know, I heard
Sterilized.
that on the news about the virus does not like heated humidity, and it will knock the virus out. And someone had mentioned, well, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on all four burners on the top of my stove, and I'm going to go ahead and put four pots up there, and I'm going to let it just boil and let it boil while I'm at work. And I'm going, oh God, this person is going to put those four pots of water on the stove and let them boil while they're at work for 8 hours.
You're gonna burn.
Could you
You're gonna burn those
imagine
pots down.
what they would
Those
come home to?
those pots would be extra crispy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it's true though. The steam, you
Yes,
are
it is.
correct. Yeah.
Steaming kills any type of a virus. There's another quick thing. If you can't do it, if you don't have a steamer at home, you don't have a pot to boil the water in. All you need to do is get a rag, anything, a rag, something made out of cloth, wet it in your actual sink, wrap whatever you want to sterilize up in that rag, stick it in the microwave for 30 seconds. It'll sterilize. Guaranteed.
There
It
you
will kill the
go.
virus. There's multiple ways to kill this virus. Lysol, isopropyl rubbing alcohol, Clorox bleaching wipes, bleach and water concoction. You got to remember though, bleach and water does not last very long once it's mixed. After 3 or 4 days, it'll dilute down and it's no longer good. You have to pour it out. So make it just enough to last you for a couple of days and then remake more as you need. You got to remember that when you make water and Clorox bleach solution, after 4 days of being in a bottle, it'll dilute down and it's no longer effective. You need to pour it out and remake it. So Clorox and water, bleach and water concoction kills us. Lysol kills us. Bleach kills us. Plain old soap and water, washing your hands and washing stuff with soap and water in your house kills this. Steam kills this. UV light kills
right.
this.
That's
If you
right.
have a UV tanning lamp that people use in their houses, those
hmm
tanning lamps, UV light kills this virus.
Actually,
So
they got a piece of equipment I was watching last night. I can't remember the name of it, but it looks like a Faraday cage almost. And it has a door, and you can take like your mask that you wear on your face, slip
mhm.
inside this box, this unit, and you just press a button, and for about 4 minutes, UV ray light does its thing, and you open up the door, and your mask is sterilized. It's good
Yep.
to go
It's
for
for
another go.
CPAP machines. It's a sterilizer machine. It
Yeah,
uses steam technology. Steam cleans it. It's completely sterile.
but this is just UV light.
Mm-hmm.
And
UV is amazing.
yeah, I
It really
never
is.
knew that. Matter of fact, I
Mm.
didn't know that UV light sterilizes things. I did not
Yes, it
know that
does.
until last night.
UV basically is a mild type of radiation. UV rays is radiation. Radiation
Okay.
sterilizes basically any type of a surface if it's used in moderation. But UV lights are made to where they only release a certain amount, mild amount of radiation. That's what
Right.
the sun gives off. UV rays from the sun. It's basically radiation.
Well,
It's
it's the
just at
same thing like a
it's
tanning bed.
exactly
That's why they tell you you can only stay in a tanning bed for so many minutes.
exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
So folks, it's basically what it is. UV light basically is UV radiation. It's just at a point where if you use a UV lamp you got in your house for tanning, if you want to sterilize stuff to it, just stick it on a rag or put it next to that UV lamp and let it sit there for about a minute or two. It'll completely eradicate the virus.
That's right.
Steam kills everything. I cannot relate that enough. Steam will kill anything, any type of a virus, any type of a pathogen will die when it reaches a specific temperature. When it reaches over 200 and I believe 20 or 30 degrees, it's dead. Can no longer survive. So just steam things. It's pretty easy to steam things. You can do that with, pot of water. Make yourself a quick little wire basket out of metal coat hangers. If you got metal coat hangers in your closet, just take them, lay them flat on their sides over the top of the pot, bend the actual tabs down to where you can just make a little tiny little wire rack right on top of your pot. Fill it full of water. Lay those little wire coat hangers as a rack on the top of it. Lay anything you want to sterilize on top of that wire rack. Turn on that stove. Let that steam start a boiling. and it'll sterilize it.
Well, I
Guaranteed.
gotta say, I think I've watched the movie Mummy Dearest too many times, so you ain't gonna find one damn wire hanger in this house. But no, those are great ideas, man. Those are great ideas. Now, let me ask you though,
Mm-hmm.
if the power goes out,
Mm-hmm.
now what are you gonna do? How are you gonna manage now?
The power
You
goes
don't
out.
have you don't have a
Okay.
generator, okay? No generator.
Mm-hmm.
You have no solar panels, and
Mm-hmm.
you have no power whatsoever. How are you gonna survive?
Fire starters.
What's that?
Get a fire starter.
A fire starter, okay.
Fire starter kit. You can get them on Amazon. Little magnesium blocks with a little striker, and you can make a. You can create your own. Go outside, go out into an area where there's covered area. Get you scramble up some wood and get your fire starter, and poof, there you go.
Okay, now you're in the inner city. Now what are you gonna do?
Inner city, you can still do it as long as you're on your own property.
Well, a lot of people usually live in apartments. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, because I know there's got to be a couple people here right now that probably live in the city. They're in that situation where they live in an apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to somehow look at them too, you know?
Candles will work as well too. You can be amazed how much heat can come off a candle.
Okay.
Get yourself some candles and keep a box of candles set off to the side. You can get them really, really cheap too. You can get those like a bigger candles for really cheap. Get a whole box of them, just store them on the side in a cabinet. One big candle can burn for a good 2 hours, at least 2 to 3 hours. It'll last. You can make a little tiny rack to put over the top of the candle to set a little pot on to boil water, sterilize water, cook in. Yep,
Um,
penny stoves too. Those work too.
how about those cans of Sterno?
Those also work too. Yep.
Yeah. And they're fairly cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say happy belated birthday to my friend Betty Boop out there. Happy birthday. Uh, agreed. I'm going to ask one more time. Apparently, he didn't stick around very long, but my longtime friend, Floyd, if you're still out there, I'd love to bring you up on the panel, man, because I know that you can talk about this stuff as well. I like to get different perspectives on this kind of topic because everyone does have different ideas. Not all of us are going to be 100% on the same page. But I know Cyborg, he loves to talk about this kind of stuff. He's educated in that. He's educated himself. So, let's see. Okay, I don't see anything out there. He must have left. TDM took off too. Wow, this has been a freaky night. And Cyborg, man, I haven't seen you in, it's got to be more than a year, don't you think?
Yeah, it's been a while since we talked.
Yeah, it has. Sure has. My goodness.
And 420, you are right about getting temperature regulation on steam high enough. If you have like I said, if you use a little wire rack and drop it inside your pot of water, put the lid on it, you'll get that steam hot enough inside that pot, sterilize and kill it. So,
You know, I did something stupid when I was a kid. And it was like, well, this is how you open up your pores, and this is how you can get rid of those zits that you got on your face. So you just go ahead and you put a pot on the stove, and you wait
boiling
until it
water and the
starts.
rag over your head.
Yeah, you wait until it starts steaming, and right then, when it's steaming like that, you take a washcloth and you dip it into the hot boiling or the hot steaming water. And then you use those tongs and you pull it out and you apply it to your face. And I'm not thinking, man, I'm not thinking. Now, I didn't immediately apply it to my face because I saw the steam coming off that damn rag and I let it cool down a little bit. But even so, after letting it cool down a little bit, it still burned like a son of a bitch. So I suggest that no one does that. All right. Do not put a rag or a towel or whatever and
Yes.
Okay, I froze up for a second. So I'm just letting you know, okay, your internet connection is unstable. Great, great. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Just cutting in and out a little bit. You'll be
all
all right.
right. So I'm going to say it once again. Do not take a rag out or a towel out of a hot steaming thing, a pot of water, and immediately apply it to your face. Okay, let it cool down a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little.
And I got to say, the best place to test it out to see if it's too hot, take your wrist right here.
Or the back of your hand.
That's a very sensitive, yeah, well, or the back of your hand. They're very sensitive spots, right? So now I have, I was saying that, I've always been the prepare kind of person. So I do have a little food stock to the side, right? Like I said, for sure 3 months, maybe as much as 6 months. But for those people that say they can't afford to stock up food on the side, okay, but you can. Trust me, I did it myself. All right. When I know that I'm on a limited budget every month, I know that what my budget's going to be because I put myself there. I can take $5 each month and I can save it and put it in a can. I ain't going to put it in the bank because that's the stupidest place to put it. That's just my opinion. Anyhow, you take that $5 each month, even if you're on disability or you're on retirement, take that $5 and hold on to it, right? Hold on to it. And when it comes to needing those supplies, you can get them, right? Or you can do it each month. Take that $5 out of your income and go to the Dollar Tree. Everything's a buck, all right?
Exactly.
If your state does tax, well, then you got 4 items and some loose change. If I can do it, any of you out there can do it, all right? And that's on a
Mm-hmm.
limited income.
Because a good dollar stores, they got just about everything. They got different types of food. They got supplies. You can get like a whole
Oh
box
yeah,
of candles for like $3. Big box of candles for $3.
that's right.
So yeah,
That's
you can get
right.
all kinds of stuff there. Just
I
stockpile a little bit. Just make one spot in your house, folks. This is what you need to do. Make one spot in your house, like a closet or a room that has an empty spot in the corner, and just use that corner just for stockpiling up stuff. A little bit of things here and there. Box of candles. Get yourself a little magnesium and flint fire starter kit off Amazon for like $4 or $5. Toss that in there. Put yourself a couple water filters in there as well. And then just like Ben said, go to the dollar store and you can pick up all kinds of stuff at the dollar store. All kinds of goods, canned goods, pasta, crackers. You can get all kinds of stuff that lasts for months. Buy a
that's
little bit
right.
at a time. Put it
Computer
away.
Chick Production said, I stock up food on the side as a single mom. I buy a little extra at a time. I have enough to survive with me and my son. Smart idea. Smart idea.
Mhm.
Yep. And I'm talking about $5, people. I had I had this conversation with this lady who said that she could not afford $5. There was no way that she could do it. I said, okay, how about $1? Nope. I don't even have $1. I'm going, you are the first person I've ever met in my whole life that says that they can't even afford $1. Are you kidding me? That's impossible. Listen, I got 2 legs, 2 feet. I get on my feet, I go out into the alleys, and I grab me some aluminum cans, and if I'm lucky, if there's some old appliances or something that have cords to them, I cut off the cords and I strip it down to the copper wiring. I go down to the recycle center. Guess what? Immediately,
Mhm.
I got $5, $10.
Five,
Come
ten
on
bucks right
now.
there. Easy. Mhm. Yep.
Hell yeah. You can get $5, $10 easily in a day. Come on now.
Mhm. Sure can.
So, but it was just amazing that no matter what I said, there was a dead end. There's always
Mhm.
a dead end, always. And I didn't come out and say it to this person, but I'm thinking to myself, you're just full of excuses. That's what you're full of. You're full of excuses. Hmm. Dakota and family, how you doing out there? We in Marshall, Missouri, are closed for the next 2 days because of staff member may have may have it, waiting on the test to come back. That's all it takes is one person, huh? To change the whole business. Man, oh man. Uh, I'm not in that particular situation, I suppose. I could imagine though if I was a staff member of a school and one of the teachers came down with the virus, right?
Mhm.
And um, the head of the school would say, "Well, here I got to make a decision here, whether to close the school down or not." So I couldn't imagine being in that situation. I wouldn't want to be the head of the school, and I would certainly be a little leery about knowing that I was exposed to uh, a person, another teacher in the school.
Mm.
And because there ain't no test kits out there, how am I supposed to test myself? We can thank that to our wonderful government for being behind.
Mm.
And that's a fact. I mean, you know, uh, United States, can you imagine all the money that we supposedly have? We can't afford to get test kits. Why were we so far behind? And these other nations are way ahead of us. Way ahead of us. Already had them ready to pass out. But here we don't have enough to go for all of us. It's only so many hundred, I think 100,000, somewhere in that
Mm.
neighborhood. It might even be less than that.
Mm.
Unreal.
It is so simple for people to protect themselves with. All you have to do is just wash your hands regularly, and then at your house, just everything you touch, just clean it real quick. That's all you got to do. The odds of
Well,
you contracting it is pretty slim. If there's
that,
someone that's sick, just stay without arm's reach of it, because there's a lot of myths going on about this virus. This virus is not airborne. I will repeat that, folks. This virus is not an airborne virus. When people cough, yes, the droplets come out, and wherever they land, that stuff is infected. That's why it catches from people when they cough, because the particles goes towards you. You get it on your clothing, you get it on your hands, whatever. You touch your face, and that's how it transfers from person to person. It's not an airborne. It lives on surfaces. If those surfaces are cleaned regularly, you're fine. So just clean your house. That's all you got to do. Just quick, everything you touch, light switches, door handles, refrigerator handles, countertops, the things you touch with your hands. Just stop for like 30 seconds and just think, what do I touch every day? Think of all the things that you touch and just go and clean them real quick. That's all you need.
hey,
All you
Debbie,
got to do.
there's nothing wrong with using too much Lysol, girl. I got a couple cans myself and I use it all the time. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I agree with specifically, uh, clean those places that we find ourselves touching often. Car keys is another one. Door handles like Cyborg Tech was
The
talking about.
steering wheel of your car, your door handle of your car, the gear shift to your car, everything your hands touch,
That's right.
clean it. That's all you got
A
to do.
hand
Just clean it.
railing. If you live in a
Mm-hmm.
house that has a hand railing or a
Mm-hmm.
public hand railing outside your apartment complex, maybe not use it.
Actually, Actually, it can live up to 24 hours to 48 hours on surfaces when it's the thing is about this type of virus, it's called a coronavirus. Corona means it's contained, it's capsulated. In other words, it's like a little capsule. It stays encapsulated on top of a surface. It can live from 24 hours to 48 hours on a surface. As soon as it gets in contact with these different chemicals that we're talking about, it will kill it. So let's get a can of Lysol and spray it. By the time it dissolves and evaporates, all the ethanol evaporates out, it's already dead. So you need a can
Um,
of Lysol.
I want to share what David 2010 said. He said, "I want to apologize to everyone in the chat about toilet paper's comments, as we all live in different country. So
Mm,
I could like to say sorry for my comment apology." Well, thank you, David. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
mm,
Um, when I go to a public place, now a couple days ago, I had to go to Walmart and I didn't want to, but I had to go there, and so I looked immediately for the sanitary or the nap the wipes, those sanitary wipes, right?
mhm.
And normally they're right there, and it's usually full. Well, it was empty. So I didn't grab a cart, and I talked to the door greeter. I said, "Listen, your canister over there is empty. Can you refill that?" and they didn't even realize it was empty. So they went and they filled it up with more of the wipes, and it was then that I was able to grab a couple of those wipes and clean the handle of the shopping basket. Otherwise, I wasn't going to go. I was going to turn around and leave. But I look for that anyway. Even before this coronavirus came about, I've always used those. Always. I have this a little bit. I'm not overboard with it, but I have a little bit of a germophobia. A little bit.
Nothing wrong with being clean, man. Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that at all, especially these days. It's
I
good.
mean,
It's good to have a little bit of stuff like that on hand.
most definitely, most definitely. I'm that now. Listen, I don't know if anyone can relate to me or not, but I'm that kind of person. Maybe some of you didn't know this about me, but when I go to a convenience store, grocery store, anything like that, when I open the handle
Mm-hmm.
of the door to get a Coca-Cola out, I
Mm-hmm.
will go like this, and then I'll grab the handle and open it. That might be going overboard. I don't think it is. And then when I reach in for a pop, right, I don't grab the first one or the second one. I will go to the third row back. And I feel safe by doing that. I know it's crazy, and still people have touched those because I'm not the only person that does it. So if you can only imagine 10 other people that are like me doing that same thing. So by the time a day goes by, all that stuff's been rotated. Everyone's touched
Oh
it,
yeah. Oh
you
yeah. Of
know?
course they have.
But for me, it's a mind over matter kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me feel a little better.
Here,
But
here's.
it's opening and closing doors. I'll use my elbow to
I'll, I'll,
open up a door, right?
I will give you Ben, since you're my friend, and
Yep.
our friends out there in Chatland. Here is one thing you can easily do to keep yourself protected when you go out.
Okay.
All you need to do is go out and go to our hardware store or Walmart, go to the gardening section or the hardware section, buy a pair of either cloth gardening gloves or a pair of leather work gloves, and wear those when you're out. When you come home, take them off and sterilize them. All you got to do is wrap them up in a damp paper towel, throw them in the microwave for 20 seconds to 30 seconds. Those gloves are sterilized. You can reuse them every single time you go outside. You have to go to the stores
Well,
or be out in public.
I was talking to a friend here the other day about that, and they said, Ben, why don't you just go out and buy a box of those nitrate gloves and carry them on your person at all times? They're disposable, they're one-time use. Why not do something like that? And it's like, I really never thought about that.
Pair of gardening gloves, or you are reusable. You just wrap them up in a wet paper towel, nuke them in the microwave for 20 seconds. They're perfectly sterilized, ready to
Yeah,
go for another shot.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Cloth
That's
or cloth
another
or leather,
option.
as long as it can be steamed. If you
Right.
put if you wrap it in a damp paper towel, put it in your microwave for 30 seconds, it will sterilize it. It'll come out of there so bloody hot, no way in hell it will survive. No virus will survive. That's what we've been using for work. For work, they're telling us, yeah, don't use regular old disposable gloves because, yeah, the capsule, you can get the virus on the gloves, but when the gloves are thrown away, what happens to that? It's easier just to use a pair of gloves use for an entire shift. When you're done, take them off, put them in a containment area, wrap them up, put them in a sterilization unit. We got, like UV sterilization units that sterilize them automatically. But if you don't have that at home, use steam. Steam them over a pot of boiled water, or like I said, the quickest way to do it. Everybody's got microwaves nowadays. Just get a regular old rag or a wet paper towel, bring
Right.
it out to where it's still a little bit wet, wrap it, just wrap up the gloves in it, stick it in the microwave, 30 seconds, poof. Guaranteed it's sterilized. Nothing can survive it. Put the gloves back on next time you go out. Cheap. You can get a pair of gardening gloves off Amazon right now for $3. You can get a pair of those leather work gloves off fucking Amazon for $3, folks. $3. Send them to your house. Wear them when you go out. And I cannot tell people this enough. Stay home if you're sick. If you feel like you're sick, don't go anywhere. Just stay home. Monitor yourself. And if you get complications from it, that's the thing. It's a myth about this. A lot of people are freaked out about. Yes, there's been a lot of deaths from this. What, like 6,000 deaths? But
Yeah.
95% of those deaths are from people who are elderly or people who had underlying medical conditions that got complications of getting the flu from contracting this virus. This virus gives you the flu. Thing is, it hits you a lot harder because it actually goes after weaknesses in your body's immune system. People who have diabetes, people who are going through cancer treatment, people who have COPD, pulmonary disease.
Yeah.
It attacks your respiratory system. That's what it does. It gives you pneumonia, like, bad lung problem. If you have an underlying medical condition, then yes, monitor yourself very carefully. If you're sick, don't go out, monitor yourself. If you're coming down where you're having problems breathing or other complications, call the hospital immediately. Don't hesitate. Don't just go down there, though. Tell them what's going on. Tell them you're sick. Tell them you're having complications. They will instruct you on what to do. They'll say, yes, come down here or come over to a center that'll take care of people that are specifically being taken care of for this virus. That's all you got to do. But the quickest way to keep yourself safe, wash your hands regularly, sterilize things in your house. Like I said, if you have to go out in public, don't be afraid to be around people. If you see someone coughing their guts out, stay clear of them. That's all you got to do. Wear a pair of gloves.
Last time I had a VA appointment about a week ago, I suppose now. And something that they started new at the VA hospital, it kind of freaked me out because I'm not used to this. They had 5 people standing in the middle of the road. 2 of them happened to be uniformed officers. They had the lights going and all that. And at a distance, I thought they had someone pulled over. But as I got closer, I'm going, what the hell's going on here? Ah, wait a second. They're stopping people before getting to the actual hospital and they're asking questions. There's 4 questions that they're asking every person that goes to the VA hospital now about the coronavirus. And so I got that on tape, and I'm going to put that up here probably within the next day or two. But that's reality set in. I mean, I go to the VA hospital for all my medical care, right? And so it was freaky to see that happen. It's like, damn, it's here. It's here and it's real. So it kind of wakes you up a bit, right? Some people are just not taking this serious. I'm not talking about people that go overboard. I'm just talking about people that want to take care of themselves. It's a real thing, and I'm trying to let people know, hey, so many people are making jokes about it, but when it hits your family or it hits you, you finally wake up and go, wow, these people weren't kidding about this, right?
Yes.
Just simply take care of yourself.
Just take care of yourself. Keep yourself as healthy as you possibly can. Drink plenty of fluids. Keep your body flushed out good. If you have antioxidants to take those like pomegranate juice. It's good. And cherries, like dark cherry juice, pomegranate juice, juices like that have antioxidants. The less antioxidants, the less oxidants are in your bloodstream when you contract this virus, the better off you are. Because oxidants float around your blood and they actually are things that your immune system is currently attaching and attacking at the time when you catch it. If you have a lot of oxidants in your blood and you catch this, the virus will hit you stronger. If you have less oxidants in your body, because you've been drinking pomegranate juice, cherry juice, and such, the less oxidants are in your bloodstream, the less harder this virus is going to hit your body, attack your body. The more your immune system is stronger, it'll attack the virus full force. The people that are contracting this and having the complications, unfortunately, have been passing away from this are people who have been in the age range of 60 and above, or people in any of the age groups that have an underlying medical condition. These are the facts. These are the medical data that's been proven. They're all over the place. There's universities doing studies on the CDC, WHO, Johns Hopkins University. And strawberries, unfortunately, no.
Well, I've got about 8 bottles of tart cherry juice, organic, in my
Cherry
storeroom.
juice. Yep. Cherry juice, cranberry juice, pomegranate juice. It all works.
Yeah.
So take antioxidants, folks, and just take vitamin D and vitamin C. Vitamin D, vitamin C, and pomegranate juice. That's really good things for your body to ingest. to help keep your immune system in tip-top shape. So if you get this, more like I said, there are statistics showing. Statistics aren't very accurate right now because this is just the beginning of this. And it's starting to escalate. And when it's going to take probably another good couple of weeks to a month before we start getting in accurate numbers and we know where it's going to level out at, where we can start, narrowing this down and getting better statistics. But the statistics that are out there from now, from the amount of cases there are, all the countries they're coming from, the amount of people that have recovered from it, the amount of people that are infected with it, and the number of deaths. They've actually done the math already. People from the ages of 10 years old to 50 have a 0.3 to 0.8 chance of dying from this, less than 1%. Because they have normal immune systems, where you can fight it off fairly well. Yeah, you're going to get sick, of course, if you catch it. It'll feel bad. You'll have the normal flu symptoms. Now, people in the higher age ranges from 60 to 90 are more susceptible and can be more affected by it because you have a weakened, lesser immune system. It's not as strong as a younger person. Now, there's steps you can take to keep your immune system up as high as you can. Plenty of fluids, like we've been talking. Vitamin C, vitamin D supplements, take those as well. Plenty of food with vitamin C and vitamin D. It'll help you out quite a bit. So there are lots of folks who've caught this and have recovered.
Cyborg, Diane LS said no vitamin C in stores now, at least in what they've experienced.
You can get Amazon still has vitamin C pills and supplements you can buy. Some pharmacies do. Stores more than likely going to be out because everybody's It's the same thing like happened with the H1N1 pandemic that came out. It was the same thing. People went crazy. They went nuts. They started buying up everything they could possibly get their hands on. Now we can understand it. Yeah, there's going to be self-quarantining. There's going to be self-isolation steps being put into steps right now. And that's basically for safety purposes. They don't want it to spread as quickly so they can help get down the numbers down and they can get people who have had it quarantined, get them isolated. If you actually talk to hospitals right now, they're telling people if you're sick, don't come in unless you're having complications. Then contact. Let them know what's going on. Let them know what you're having, what kind of symptoms you're having.
I've got a couple good comments here, if you don't mind. Animated Adventures just said, that is why we are seeing the measures of closures and social distancing.
Yes.
Trying to stay at a curve to not overcapacity of medical facilities.
Exactly.
The warnings.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That's why
and Sunshine Girl said, this is good information. Thank you. So there you go, Cyborg. There you're putting out some great information for people out there.
Now, these online stores that are doing these online ordering, they are getting more people. They are getting more people on this to help out get more of these orders out. I know things are probably going to be delayed for a while, folks. We understand that, but just be patient. And like I said, the best thing for you to do is just, like I said, don't be around a large group of people. If you see somebody who's sick, keep your distance from them. Like I said, this is not an airborne virus. It's a virus that lives on surfaces. If surfaces are kept clean and sterilized, you're good. You're good.
The Psycho Ducky, good to see you out there. Oh, this old lady. Hey, how you doing, my friend? At Nancy Holmes, I heard the flu and pneumonia shots will not help with this new virus.
It won't. No, it won't. You're still going to contract it no matter if you have a flu shot. You won't. You can still get, if you have the new flu virus, like they give out every year, and you come across this, you can still get the flu. Basically, what this is, it's a different type of SARS. I can't remember the exact number. SARS, acute respiratory syndrome, something number they get made by the WHO. And when you get it, you're going to catch the flu symptoms. The thing is, this is a mutated version of the flu. So it's going to affect people, like I said, with certain age groups and certain medical conditions. They're the ones that are most susceptible to getting complications. There are thousands, tens of thousands, 70,000 plus people who have had this and have recovered already. And there are probably that many, if not more, that currently have it right now. They're going through it, that are home at home isolated with symptoms and they're still okay. Doctors and the reason all the states are shutting down things and they're telling people to stay away from, and all these companies are shutting everything down, is they didn't want to put too much strain on first responders, hospitals, and everybody else who has to help out when it gets to the point where you get, well, the numbers come, when we all know where it's going to hit and when it finally levels off. Basically, that's why they're telling folks, if you're sick, just stay home, isolate yourself from the rest of the population. That's all you got to do. Just like you would if you had flu, regular old flu.
And this virus is not prejudiced to people, okay? It affects everyone. Um, the other day, news had it that Tom Hanks and his wife have now contracted the virus. So it affects everyone. It's affected people in our government. It's affected people in the government in Turkey. And that's one of the worst places on the planet right now. I mean, it's ridiculous. The whole country is under quarantine. We're talking about 68 million people. If you can only imagine what life would be like, if any of you have watched the news whatsoever, and I'm talking about reputable places, okay, not the big box news companies, but the reputable ones, and you see the videos of the towns and cities on the planet, and how sparse people are in the downtown areas. There's no one. The places that we like to vacation at, there's no one there. Everyone's gone. It's amazing. I saw a video on Cologne. Now, I've been in the big cathedral in Cologne. There's hardly anyone around. Just unreal. Unreal.
And Stephanie L., they're saying it's airborne. It's only airborne where people are coughing. When you cough, it's a respiratory disease, respiratory virus. When you cough, yes, it goes airborne only for a short period of time. It's not airborne floating around the air everywhere. If it was, you know how many people would be if it was fully airborne and being flown around in the wind, you know how many people would have this by now? It'd be Jesus, 20, 30, 40 times fold by now. Wouldn't be 145,000 people in the world with it. It'd be like 14 million. It's only airborne when a person is infected with it coughs. The little spores go out in the air, but then they settle. It's an encapsulated virus, not fully airborne. And I doubt it probably never will be. It's like the swine flu. It's like H1N1.
I'm looking up a certain country right now, Libya. Someone in the chat said that in Libya they have no cases. So I'm looking up through this list right now to see if Libya is on there, and so far I don't see it. So I'm kind of I'm amazed actually. Libya, I don't see it. And I got a pretty comprehensive list here. You're right. I don't see it. Son of a gun. I suppose eventually they will be on the list. USA at this point has 3,782 total cases. But listen, folks, we're way behind on those records, okay? That would be nice if that's all there were 3,782 cases. But there are probably tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in the States that have this virus. All right? Just letting you know. When you see these numbers, these charts, don't put 100% belief in that. All right? Seriously, it takes 2 weeks to find out. It takes 2 weeks to find out if you have it. Mm. Uh, I'm gonna put out this link for you to check this out. This is just one site, okay? Now, no, it's not the CDC. Control C. This is just one of the few that I look at. Control C. Okay. Virus stats. I'll write that out there. And I'm going to put the globe of the Earth, okay? You'll know that that's the link, okay? There it is, okay. Check out this site. There you go, right there. That's one of the sites that I check out. It's World Meters Info Coronavirus. And then I'm going to put out another link, another place that I like to look at. Oh, this is a good one. Control C. If you're not happy with one, I mean, check other ones as well. Control V. And I'm going to put virus. And I'm going to put 3 moons or 4 moons. That's the other one I like to go to. Check those out. Maybe some of you have already been to those before. And of course, there's the CDC that you can also check out. But it gives you a couple different perspectives of what's going on. Now, according to the second website, now the first one I gave you how many people in the United States are affected by it, right? Well, according to this other one, it's 3,774. 3,774. The first one I mentioned, it says 3,782. So it's only off by 2. Not bad, actually. But one thing I may suggest, and some people are falling into this trap, okay? Some people are going overboard with this, and they're spending whatever they've got on their credit cards. They're spending all the money that they've got available, all that credit that they got on their credit cards, and putting themselves into debt because of this. And they're buying up all this stuff, which more likely they will never need. And they're going to be stuck with this stuff. All right. So be responsible and check out other websites. If you're one of those kind of people that have an addiction, what do they call it? Obsessive compulsive, I think is what it's called, obsessive compulsive behavior. You might find yourself in that situation, just overspending. And then you go, oh shit, now I can't pay my damn bills. Don't think that there's not people out there that are actually doing that. They're so worried about this that they're putting themselves into debt. So please be responsible.
Yes, be responsible and don't panic. And
I mean,
Stephanie, there are statistics showing that it can be spread through the air. Yes, when an infected person is coughing, the particulates go airborne, but only for a short period of time. They don't live in the air forever. When the particulates land and they land on the surface is infected. That's what they're talking about when they say the word airborne. It's not truly airborne. It lives in the air, yes. I mean, when you cough, like say you go like that, yes, you would make little spores of things that are inside your lungs and your mouth go outwards every time you cough. If you're infected with the virus, those little particulates go out, and they will land on all the surfaces that you're facing. That's how people can contract from people through the air. Infected person can infect a healthy person that way. So in a way, yes, it's airborne, but not truly airborne, like living, floating through the air all the time. You can get it contracted from people who are coughing nearby. But if you stay a specific amount of feet away from them when they're coughing, you're okay. Don't breathe in their direction, basically. Keep a distance.
Mittens is making a suggestion that Cyborg has already done, but also mentioning it again, nothing wrong with that. Have cash on hand in case the banks are shut down. There you go. Just simply being prepared. Nothing wrong with that.
Remember, folks, sterilize your cash. People don't realize you have no idea how many viruses live on cache that are not this virus, but lots of other different viruses. And it's
Oh yeah.
really easy to sterilize your cache. Very easy to sterilize it and clean it.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Mention it again. How do you do that?
You could steam it. You could take we can you get it like a wet paper towel, wring it out to where it's just slightly damp, lay all your money inside of it, like stack it, put it in a microwave for 20, 30 seconds. It'll get comes right out. Your bills are all sterilized. Now, you can't do that with your change, obviously. Metal and microwaves just don't mix. Now with those, you can wash them in a sink with hot water and soap. Same way as you do when you're washing your hands. You wash your hands and just get some hot water and soap, scrub them. Boom, cleaned. Put it off to the side. Your change is all sterilized. And you can steam
Um,
it too. Steaming does the exact same thing.
the 88 Katana 600, I've heard this a lot. A lot of restaurants in towns and cities across America are closing down, which is true. That's actually a fact. I mean, my friends have been telling me in their particular states and towns and cities that there have been numerous restaurants that have closed down because of this. I wonder if airports in the U.S. will close. Um, well, President Trump put out um, what do you call it? A speech. For lack of better words, I can't think of the word right offhand. And he said that it was extremely limited when it comes to air travel now. Extremely limited. It's not going to be that easy to get. If you're a United States citizen, it's not going to be as easy as you think it is to get back here.
Hmm.
He put out something here just a couple days ago. Um, this is getting really scary really fast. Well, it's something that we're not used to. The 88 Katana 600. We're just not used to this kind of stuff. So yeah, of course, because it's foreign, it is unnerving, right? But when you got a whole bunch of people out there that are causing a stir, that's what makes it scary. Is the people that put out information that don't know what they're talking about. That's what makes things scary. It's kind of like that rumor, right? The rumor gets around, so many people are going to be like sheep and they're going to believe that rumor. And then there's going to be the smart ones that go, "That's so messed up. That's not true, okay? Let me tell you what the truth is," kind of thing, right? So a lot of people fall for uh, information, any particular information. It doesn't matter. They're going to believe it.
Hmm. That's the reason they're doing a lot of these shutdowns and isolations in all these places. They want people that are working in these companies to go home, kids to go home to see if they develop symptoms. If they do, then they know those people might be possible carriers. And then the schools, these companies and schools and all these areas and companies and sporting events, arenas, all these different places will then know they may will have to go through and sterilize the entire building. It doesn't take much to clean things that people touch with, steam and soap and water and Lysol and stuff and sterilized. So when things reopen in 2 weeks, a month, when all these isolations and shutdowns open back up, the areas are clean and ready to go again. Then the people that are going back to those areas don't have the symptoms. They're not sick with it. So the less like it's going to spread. The reason they're doing all this stuff, they want people to stay home. So if you develop symptoms, they can get more accurate number. So
I want to say Unique Customs Kiwi 666 said New Zealand airports are closed and we ain't letting cruise ships into the ports.
mhm,
I've heard of this.
mhm, it's true.
Stephanie L says, "It scares me that so many have no idea how serious this is. Go
Mhm,
check the NYC jump overnight from Friday to Saturday."
mhm. They think there'll be a cure for it? Yeah, there's actually scientists working on that right now. In 4 different countries are working on in labs right now. So Australia is one of
See, and I've heard different timelines on that as well. The longest one was 2 years out, and it's like, well, that's kind of crazy. On the average, 1 year before they come up with an antivirus. I don't know how true that is. Trump said himself, he said we should have one within, I think he said a month or two. which I find that kind of hard to believe too. I can't imagine them having an
No,
antivirus that quick. It'd be
we don't.
nice.
We're not sure when the vaccine. Okay, they're working on. They got guys in labs in like multiple countries are working in labs right now, working like crazy, trying to figure out to make a virus, to make an antivirus vaccination for this. So they're working on it. Thing is, it's going to take time. Thing is, they need more infected material, patients, tests to come in so they can get more spores so they can go and make a vaccine. They're going to work
Actually,
on that.
have you heard that they are actually paying people up to $7,000 to
In
be
one
to be
over in England,
pigs?
yes, they are. There's a medical, it's a university, and I think it's a doctor over there in a university that's working on that. They've been playing. It's a guy who's been telling people, if I'll pay you to contract the virus, I'll give you the virus because he wants to do testing, medical testing. You'll be under his medical care while you're, you know, doing it, and then he can figure out a way to see. He wants to do tests to see how normal people react to it, how other people react to it, different age groups react to the virus. They're trying to do medical. I guess he's trying to do some kind of medical data thing. I don't really. I think it's a little out there, you know.
I'm sorry, but $7,000 to shoot me up with the virus? Hell no. Hell no. I'll chance it on my own.
Shay, how you doing? How many cases do we have here? In my state, we have 3 confirmed right now. In my state, so
If you guys go to that second website that I put out there with the 2 or the 4 moons, just scroll back up and you'll see 2 different websites that I direct you to, okay? And their stats on the virus. The second one, let me show you here. I'm going to share the screen, and this is what comes up. Now check this out. All right, there's our world right there, and you can see you can scroll in. Now look at that huge circle. That's the biggest area right there. Okay, that's in Asia. Of course, that would be China. And if you click on it, it's going to bring up this little box and it's going to say how many existing cases are, how many people have recovered. 55,094 confirmed cases, 67,798. And that's in Hubei, China. Let's go over the United States here and New York City, or New York, excuse me, it has the most cases. New York, 740 active cases, confirmed 746 with a total of 6 deaths. I like this map. It's pretty
yeah, this John Hopkins University map is actually a pretty good map. They're collecting data from like 9 different sources all over the world to keep that map pretty up to date.
yeah,
It's
I
a
like
fairly
that.
accurate map.
In Washington State. Now I have a friend that lives out in Washington State, Uber Goober, if anyone knows her. The county next to her is the one with the most cases in that particular state. Confirmed cases 769. 42 people have died because of the coronavirus in the state of Washington. And these are just some examples on our planet, but I do like this map.
It's a good map. The John Hopkins University, there's a department at John Hopkins University that created the site.
Oh, okay.
It's the Center for System Science and Engineering, CCSE.
Right.
They're at John Hopkins. They're located at John Hopkins University. They're the company that actually built this map. They're the ones working with like 8 or 9 different organizations from all over the world collecting medical data on it. If you look at the one thing in the very far right of the screen, people that have recovered, that's how many people have recovered from this virus. 77,000 people, 6,000 deaths. Now you have to realize, folks, yes, this is like the middle part of the actual, we're like starting the middle part of this actual pandemic now. Who knows how long it'll go, and it may go for another couple months before we start seeing it flatlining and leveling off, and we can figure out just how many confirmed cases there are. People can get treatment for it. They won't overload the hospitals and first responders and people that need to help treat these people. So look at the number that have recovered. 77,000 people have recovered so far. Those are people that are most normal people like all of us. The most those 6,000 deaths up to the 6,500 deaths, if they would actually release the information, I'll guarantee you most of those are people with, the compromised immune systems, diabetes and respiratory problems, COPD. Those are the people that are at high risk for complications from contracting the virus. The virus will give you the flu, the symptoms of the flu. It's a hard hitting flu. Oh, yeah. It's not like the normal old flu like we used to get back in the day. We just got the sniffles. Because that would last you what, 2 days, 3 days, and you'd be all right, a couple, 3 days. This is going to last a week to some people can get over it in a week. Some people it might take 3 weeks to 4 weeks to get over. But there are confirmed cases right there, people that have got it and recovered. Some of them are coming out socially and talking about it too. Talking to news. CNN's done a few people. There's been other news organizations that have been talking to people that are getting it and then recovering from it. People that are currently in the hospital right now that are talking about what's going on while they're getting treated.
China is actually leveling out now. I watch this map every single day, and they were sitting at 80,000 right at 80,000 and some change for the last few days. Now it was going up every single day, and it has now leveled off because what they're having their people do. Everyone is being self quarantined. It's the rule of the land. And if you want to go out, only one person of your family can go out once a week. It's once a week, and you're given a little tag, a little colored tag that allows you to go out, get what you need, and come back. But it's only once a week, and it's only one person in the family. That's it. They're taking it very serious. And because of that, because there's so much self quarantine, they're the numbers are actually leveling out. This is the first time I've seen it go over 81,000. But for the last several days, it's been right around 80,000, which that's a good sign. I mean, that's a good sign. It makes me feel a little bit better.
Do you have any idea how many people have it and are spreading with no symptoms? No, because multiple people can have it. It's not just young people that can have it and not get symptoms. It could be people our age that have it and contract it. And or just, you might just get, some people are catching this and just getting the sniffles and a little bit of a fever. And 3-4 days later, a week later, they're okay again. You can have the virus, yes, and not even have any symptoms at all. Young people are recovering faster because they have really strong immune systems. Most average people within certain people ages of 10 to 50 are getting it and just getting like normal flu symptoms and then getting over it, recovering from it. Like I said, the people with the underlying medical conditions, respiratory problems, COPD, lung problems, respiratory problems, heart problems are the ones that are going to have complications from getting it. It's going to hit them a lot harder because that's what it attacks. It attacks your respiratory system, your lungs, your heart. That's what it attacks. Like the flu. When you get the flu, what happens? You can get pneumonia, stuff like that, right? If you have it long enough, you can develop pneumonia. You can develop coughing and all kinds of wheezing and such, which is what happens.
That's the attitude of my friend right there. I'm not surprised that you say that there, TDM. Nah, I'm not scared. LOL. But I like what let's see where to go. Hold on just a second. Someone just said okay, 420. I like what you have to say. If you don't have to go out, don't.
Nope. Yeah. You don't need to go out, don't go out.
I agree. Yep.
Like I said, the main reason they're locking all this stuff down, people are canceling all of these big, like all the sports are shutting down, all these companies are shutting down.
Yes.
Is they're trying to keep mass amount of people from making it spread any farther than it already is.
Yep.
They want these people to go home and stay home. So that way, if they stay home for 2 weeks to 3 weeks to a month, then they'll see by those people that are staying home that are reporting, yes, that they're sick, they can get more accurate numbers than the people that wherever those people have been. So if they've been to school and a college, they'll contact the college. If it's your work, they'll contact your work and tell them. That way, these companies and these schools and these areas know, okay, we've got people from this area that had it. They can go in and fully clean and do a double sterilization cleaning of all these areas. So when these people go home or go back to work, go back to school, and everything goes back to normal in a few weeks to a month later, when things calm down, these people won't have symptoms. People won't have the symptoms. The ones that do stay home, keep themselves home.
Do you want to answer this one, Cyborg? I like what Stephanie L has to say.
Hmm.
Now, I just mentioned the country of Italy. The whole
Hmm.
country is on lockdown.
Yes.
Period. It is a containment. The whole country, 68 million people, and Stephanie said they don't lock down countries and states for the flu.
No, they don't. The thing is, this isn't necessarily the flu. It's a virus that causes the flu. Thing is, this is a mutated version that we don't know about. The same thing happened when H1. Go back and look at the statistics. Look at what happened in 2009 when H1N1 came out. It was a different version. It was also was a coronavirus.
Takedown Man is looking at it a little bit differently. He
Mhm.
says, "Does anyone find it strange that this all came about when the protest was at its highlight?"
There could be underlying things that are causing. Who knows?
I mean, there are
First,
conspiracy theories about it, and
mhm.
certain people have their opinions about it. And I like hearing that too. I'm open-minded enough to listen to that and say, there could be a slight possibility, but
Mhm.
I'm not privy to that information, so I will never know.
Yes, the flu is a virus. I know that. I'm saying this virus gives you flu-like symptoms. Thing
Stephanie
is,
L.
it,
Asked, the flu virus is a virus. Okay. Is this gentleman a scientist or a doctor? I'm just going to have you answer that, Cyborg.
I'm not a scientist or a doctor. I'm a first responder. I talk with a lot of doctors and I talk with a lot of first responders
There you go.
and CDC and WHO. We're in contact with lots of organizations. We've been going through a lot of meetings, a lot of training, a lot of talking with lots of folks about this. Now, the thing is, the flu, yes, is a virus. This will give you flu like symptoms like the virus. The reason they're containing and shutting these countries down is they know that this is something new. They don't know exactly where it's coming from. Where they know the pandemic where it started from China, but this is something new that we have not seen yet. When it's something new like this, they want to get things locked down as quick as they can, so they can get enough people healthy and get the ones that are infected away from the ones that are healthy. So that way, when the ones that are infected are having complications and need medical care, they're not overloading and slamming the medical system and the first responders so heavily that these places are going to be swamped for months and months and months. They're trying to get things out to where people can go in a little bit at a time. See what I'm saying? They're trying to slow down the progression. Then they're trying to get it to where when they know the people are going to need medical treatment, they can treat for them and not be overloaded because obviously, like we said, we didn't have enough tests for this stuff. Obviously, we knew that. They're
Uh,
working on that, of
I got two
course.
comments out there. Saudi Stream said, "A first responder. That's dope. Thank you for your service and dedication, Cyborg." And then, secondly, Takedown Man said, uh, China was all over the news with protests. Then this came about, and now suddenly no more protest. Stephanie L. said, "My deceased husband was a first responder, 9/11. So was my father. He would have never given medical advice, especially about a virus. Even doctors and scientists are trying to figure out."
I'm telling you what they're telling me to tell people. This is what I was told to do. This is what I was told to tell people. I'm not giving out medical advice. I'm just giving out advice about it. I'm not telling you what you should be doing. I'm just telling you everything else. I'm telling you what the CDC is telling people. I'm telling telling people things that the WHO is telling people to do.
And that's another reason why I brought up Cyborg Tech, because he is very, very educated, knowledge and stuff, just period. And he is always a compliment when it comes to a panel of people. So he would be the one person out of everyone that's here right now that I would prefer to be up here because of his knowledge. And I do appreciate that, Cyborg, by the way. Thank you for being up here.
I'm just telling you what we are being told in countless meetings, countless regulations that are being thrust across our desks, countless people that we're talking to, countless people we're on the horn with nonstop, day in and day out since it started happening. We've been doing this for 2 months now, and we're staying in constant contact.
Right.
This is what we are told to tell people. We're told people we're not supposed to give you medical advice. We're not medical advice people. We're not doctors. We're not scientists. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm telling you what they're telling me to tell folks. That if you're sick, just to stay home, not to be around anybody. Don't go out if you're sick. To monitor yourself. If you have any complications from it, breathing problems, things that are making you worse, then you're supposed to just call up the hospitals and let them know I have symptoms. This is what's going on. This is my medical conditions. This is what I'm suffering from. And they will instruct you on what to do. I'm not here to instruct you what to do. I'm just telling you what we're told to tell people to help people understand things. That's all.
Okay, let me share this. Two people out here. My friend Enjoy Being said, regardless of the eventuality of the virus on the world, be it catastrophe or not, the reactions may cause further problems. Overreaction by people panicking can cause holes in the supply chain, which could snowball this whole empty shelves thing playing out. Also, my friend Takedown Man, funny, there were warnings on the deep web way before this made the news.
That's the reason why a lot of stores are closing down early, so they have chance for more supplies to come in, and they're going to put strict restrictions on how much stuff you can get at a time, because they're trying to make sure that everybody can get what they can, get at least enough to get by, because it's not going to be locked down forever. No. Thing is, they're doing it. The reason the countries are panicking and shutting things down the way they are is they don't know the magnitude of what this virus is yet. That's why the scientists right now are in laboratories looking at this virus, studying this virus. They have been for the last month, and they're working round the clock, nonstop, day and night. They got teams of scientists in labs working on this, trying to figure out what they can do to create a vaccine. I'm not going to say a cure. I said that earlier. I was wrong. You're not going to ever cure any type of disease. You can make vaccinations to help it, to keep it from spreading, keeping from making people pass away from it. So there are places out there to get stuff, get supplies. You just need to be patient while they're replenishing this stuff. People that go completely nuts and just buy up everything they can possibly get instantly when they hear about it is what causes all the problems.
That's right.
If you have a little stockpile of stuff, and you do like me and Cab here, me and Ben said in the beginning, just to put a little bit aside every month, and buy a little bit of supplies every now and then, just store them somewhere in your house. You had H1N1. Does that give us any extra immunity? No, it does not. This is a different strain. H1N1 was also a coronavirus. Look up the word coronavirus and look it up online. A coronavirus is a specific type of virus, an encapsulated type of virus. H1N1, the swine flu, yes, was a coronavirus. Will it protect you since you had that? More than likely, no. This is a new strain of a coronavirus. That's why all these countries are going in lockdown, because they don't have enough information on it yet. They know what type of virus it is, yes. Do they know how to make a vaccination for it yet? No. They're working on it. They're working as hard as they can. They know what kills it. They know how to keep it from spreading. That's why they're telling people to stay home. That's why they're putting everything in lockdown. That's why they're telling all of us, wash your hands, use Lysol, use these different chemicals that are made to kill it. So we know that much. What we're working on now is to keep people calm, keep people to where they don't panic, to where they stay home so they don't make anybody else in their community sick. And then while that time is going on, they got the guys in the labs working very hard and trying to figure out to make a vaccine for this as quick as they can. That way they can get the vaccinations out and help people. The first people going to get it are the people that are helping take care of these people. First responders and medical person. Then the people that are infected, that are having major complications, will get it next. And then it'll go from there. Once they get more and more of the vaccine out, they'll start vaccinating other folks that are at risk.
I want to show you all something right now. I'm going to share this on the screen. This is another reason why people are panicking. Take a look at this. And this pisses me off. It really does. This is eBay. We got some cottonelle here. 24, it looks like 12 or not. I don't know how many rolls in there, but it's equal to 24 rolls. Okay. Now, right now, the bid is up to $37. That's completely ridiculous. 20 bids. Now, I will bet you that on these 20 bids, it's a lot of them are by the same person because they're trying to push up the bid so they can get as much money as they can, profit off of you, the person that's scared to death. So this is what's causing panic. Let me take a look here. Let's see, how many of them are the same? Okay, we got a Z2 right there. That's another Z2, 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 Z2. What'd I tell you? Z2, Z2. These people that keep coming in and bidding, the actual people, are the ones that are scared to death. This 361, I think, is also along with the Z2. I think they're friends. I don't think that this person here is legitimate. All the way up. Look how far it goes. So now all these people, these other customers that might be legitimate, like this 703, that they bid $41. Now this auction comes to an end in let's see, 1 hour and 53 minutes. Well, almost 2 hours. 2 hours. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I would never pay $42.
I know.
Hell no.
And this is the main reason. What you're looking at right now, folks, is the main reason why a lot of stores are closing early and why they're putting limits on stuff so they can get their orders in. They could put more of the stuff on the shelves and get it out to us. But they're going to put rations out. They're going to ration it where you can only get 1 or 2 packs at a time. So it's enough for everybody.
Now, yesterday, a friend showed a picture on Twitter, and there was a truck that was completely full of toilet paper. That's all it was. The back end, the bed of that truck was a mountain of toilet paper. I could not believe it. And it was like, this person isn't getting this toilet paper to use for themselves. Okay. They have probably a lifetime worth of toilet paper. What they're going to do, more than likely, is profit off of it, like what you see happening here on eBay.
Exactly. It's exactly what those people are doing. Going and turning around and selling it for $20, $30 a pack. Be jackasses.
Check this out.
And to answer your question there, cute kitty, yes, bleach can be used to sanitize your house. Go to the CDC website and go look at the actual things you can use to help protect yourself from coronavirus, and it'll tell you the exact mixture of how much water to add to how much bleach to make a sterilization solution. Remember, though, to only make enough that'll last you for a day or two and then remake more. Don't make a huge bottle and think it's going to last you 2 weeks, because after like 3 or 4 days, the mixture will dilute down to where it's no longer effective.
5 bids. 5 bids on one sheet. Just that one little sheet down here. 50 cents. And people are bidding on it. Are you kidding me? And once again, It's by the same kind of people bidding over and over to raise it. Who's gonna who does that? These people need to be put in jail. These people need to be put in jail. I'm sorry. That's a sinister kind of person that's doing that.
People like that, I got to know something coming for them when they leave this world.
I agree with you. I agree. That's just downright crazy.
So yes, folks out there, the person that asked the question, yes, you can use bleach to sanitize and sterilize your house. It will kill the coronavirus. You have to use a specific ratio of water to Clorox. But it will work, yes. That will work. Lysol will work. Steam will work. Soap and water works. So it's easy for us to keep ourselves from spreading this to the rest of the people we care about and to keep ourselves safe. Just wash your hands with soap and water regularly, a couple, 3 times a day. Everything you touch in your house, go through it every couple of days with soap and water or steam or Lysol or, Clorox, bleach, and water mix. Just clean your stuff. Keep it clean. And if you need to go out, yeah, they're going to start putting more lockdowns down, of course. But when you need to go out, I said, get yourself a pair of regular old gardening gloves. It has to be a full hand glove that fully covers your entire hand. And make sure it's either a cotton, like one of those cotton ones you see, you wear when you do the gardening, a gardening glove, or a leather work glove. If it's animal hide or a fabric glove, wear it when you're out. When you come home, set it in your sink. I think that's what they were telling us. The best way to do it is put it inside of a sink. If you got a double base sink in your kitchen, put it in one side of your kitchen, the gloves that you just wore when you were outside. Put them on one side of your sink. Get yourself a paper towel or a cloth towel, hand towel. Dampen it with water. Wring it out to where it's still a little bit wet, a little bit damp. Put your gloves inside of it. Stick it in your microwave. 30 seconds. Poof. That thing will come out so scalding hot and steamy. It'll kill anything that was on there. Guaranteed.
Danky. Hey, Danky the clown. Good to see
Yes.
you, my friend. Much love.
Danky the clown. You're right there. You are absolutely correct. Hydrogen peroxide also kills this virus. Yes, it does. I forgot about that one.
These times are good filters to see our communities through.
Exactly. There are good folks out there that want to help you.
Vinegar works as well, says Allison Live.
That too. You can use your debit card. If you use a debit card, go ahead and use your debit card. But there might be times when they might say they're no longer going to take credit and debit cards. You may need to use cash. So if you have any cash in your house, folks, it's not hard to sterilize your cash. It's pretty easy to clean it. I've been doing that every time I get cash in my hand. I don't care what it is, coins or fucking the paper dollar bills or what I'm saying, paper or coin. When I get cash on me, what I do is I go home, like every time when I get paid every month, I go up to the bank, pay all my bills, any leftover cash I have, I go home. First thing I do, I sterilize it. I lay it all on a towel, get out a can of Lysol, spray one side, flip it over, spray the other side, just let it sit until it completely dries out. I put it all back on my wall. Simple, quick.
I like what Leanne Live has to share. Thinking of others, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Leanne Lives started a new campaign, and she said, I started a slogan, be prepared, not scared. I like that.
Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly. Keep a stockpile of stuff in your house. You have a little stockpile. So when something happens, you'll be all right. So it'll take a little while for things to recover. It'll take a little while for supplies to come in, to restockpile stuff. It's all good. It's going to take time, yes. That's why they're closing things down. That's why they're putting the isolations in effect now, so they can keep things going. They can keep supplies coming in, so we don't get completely slammed. That's the reason all these lockdowns are going into place, and to keep things from spreading.
PJ, how you doing? Much love, my friend. So good to see you. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of great people in here this morning, and I appreciate all you being here. And the thing that makes this such a a great live stream this morning is that a lot of people out in the chat are making comments, and I like that that you're bringing this up. A lot of good questions, and then a lot of you
Oh
are
yes,
making great points. So thank you for sharing.
it's good to see everybody. Maybe seen some friends of mine that I haven't seen in a while, like
Yeah,
Shay Shay's, and I see Goldie out there again. Saw Goldie a while ago. Maybe she's still out there.
yeah, Goldie, yeah. Um,
PJ, I see PJ out
Jakey the Clown says to Nina, I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you doing? It's so good to see Danky out there. I like this guy a whole bunch. He's a cool cat, and he's not afraid to get up in your face. Okay, I seen him do this at the local police department in his town, and he walk right in there, right up to the desk, and ask for a certain cop. Uh, Danky man, you're awesome. You're awesome. I do want to thank everyone for being here this morning. Thank you so very much. I hopefully I'm not the only live stream that's on tonight, and I hope that some of you don't feel, well, geez, there's nothing else on. I guess I'll have to go over and watch Cab 7. I hope you don't feel that way. If you do, well, I don't know what else to say about that. But I hope that Cyborg, he's given a lot more information than what I could ever give. Okay, he is a first responder, so he knows quite a bit of information, and he's been around that kind of stuff for a long time. So I feel more like I'm the I'm just the moderator here as he shares the information he's gotten. I couldn't ask for a more well informed person than Cyborg Tech.
I appreciate that, man. I
Oh,
appreciate it. You're a good brother. It's been a while since I talked with you, and I've been so busy with work. I mean, I went back to work back in November-ish, roughly.
right.
And then I decided to go back in because I had some, real
I
life
hear you.
personal issues I dealt with, and
Yep.
I went back in, and yeah, there's been things going on, so I figured I would contact you since I saw you were live tonight. I was like, well, cab's on right now. I guess we'll go in and say, of
You know, you can always come back to Cab 7 anytime, man. You know
course,
that.
always get to talk to my brother Cab.
Heck yeah. Um, Cyborg, let's see, some good info for sure. That's right. That's right. That's right. He's giving out some great information.
There's so many different ways to kill this virus on anything you have in your house. Like I said, there's so many easy things you can do. Go buy yourself a quick pair of gloves and use those when you're out in public. If you see people that are coughing, just keep a distance from them. 6 feet, just 6 feet away from somebody. You're good. You're good. That's what I do. I have a pair of they're called five. I got them from 511 Tactical Company is what they are. And they're a pair of tactical shooting gloves. They're leather and cloth. And I wear those everywhere I go when I go out. I have for years. And what I do is when I go out, when I know something like this is going on during the flu season, I wear them when I'm out in public. When I come back here to my place, I take them off. I wrap them in a damp paper towel, flip them in the microwave for 30 seconds. They come out nice, hot, steamy, and sterilized. So very easy to
Um,
take care of yourselves, folks. Just be vigilant.
Leanne Live said, it's the fear of the unknown. I bury people for a living. I'm not worried. You definitely shouldn't be. I'm just worried about what you just said now. Wow. I don't know too many people out there that actually bury people for a living. My goodness. Little Oz, Laurel, how you doing? So good to see you out there.
In general, all natural cleaners are not bad for cleaning your house, but regular old soap and water, though, kills us. Just wash your hands with regular soap and water. All you need. Warm soap and water. Wash your hands regularly. You're good. And like I said, if you want to go out, this is one thing that I told my superiors, and they forgot, and they thanked me when I told them about it. I said, when you go out, it's easy just to wear a pair of gloves, like a pair of regular old cotton full hand gloves to cover your hands. So when you're touching surfaces, opening doors, hitting a little button at the crosswalk, things are out in public, you got the glove to protect your hand. When you go home, take it off and sterilize it. Real quick and easy to do. They're like, We did not know that. Thanks for sharing it. And they're telling everybody about it. They're telling us to use, regular old, like they're telling other people that are first responders, of course, and the people that are helping folks to, wear the examination gloves, and they do help protect you from the virus, yes. But it's going to be a while. Those are things are flying off the shelves just as quick too. So people are going to run out quick. If you get yourself a pair of regular old cotton gloves, like I said, or some leather work gloves, and keep them in your house, wear them when you go out, come home, take them off, sterilize them, put them somewhere. You're ready to use them again the next time you go out. They're reusable. So pretty simple.
Another thing I'd like to mention, I built my own first aid kit, and I went to the first responder. We got a first responders business a few miles away from where we live, and I love this place because it has everything under one roof when it comes to fire department, ambulance, police. It's all there, and it's for the public. You can go in there and buy what you need. They even make stickers. If you've got a channel, they'll make stickers for your channel. If you've got a business, they'll make stickers for it. They got baseball caps. That's where I got my baseball cap for my channel. They embroidered that onto a cap. They do absolutely everything there. But they have several first responder bags, and they're in
Oh, yeah.
bright orange, and they've got the actual medical shield on it. And so I created my own first aid kit. Listen, for you folks out there, there's going to be businesses that are trying to make profit, big time profit. For those companies that sell the food that's already prepared in the canisters, that's ridiculous what you got to pay for that. You can do all that stuff on your own. You can do it all on your own. You can make your own first aid medical kit on your own. You don't have to buy the ones that are already prepared because they got to make a certain amount of money over the supplies that they created that. Um, I love you. Uh, so please, and this is how you do it. This is how you do it. You see those medical kits on eBay or Amazon, and they will show pictures of what's in those kits, right? They'll show the pictures. All you simply have to do is buy those things that you see in the pictures. You're going to find out you're going to save 25% or more.
Or the dollar
25%
store.
or more creating your own kit rather than buying those already made ones.
You can get almost the exact same stuff in those kits from the dollar store.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you can.
Bandages, gauze pads, clamps, band-aids, all kinds of stuff.
I do my own food prep. I've got the machine that what the hell do you call that damn machine where it takes the air out of the bags?
A vacuum sealer.
A vacuum sealer. Like why
Mm.
I can't remember that is beyond me. I've been doing it for since 2015 now, and it's just normal for me to do that. But I portion everything out into two meals. Okay, into two meals, and then I put them in 5-gallon buckets and I store them away. I've been doing that since 2015, and it's something that I won't need to regret when it comes down the road and there might be an emergency. I've got a little bit of a storage of stuff that's already prepped. So instead of buying those damn food buckets, and doggone it, every time I see it, how much they're charging people for a 10 can, just a number 10 can of something, whatever's in there. It's like holy shit! I could have did
Yeah.
all this dehydrating myself. I could have saved myself 50%, easily 50%
Mm-hmm.
on what they're charging you. They're raking you over the coals, people. Do it yourself and save yourself some money. Prepare your own food. Prepare your own medical kit. I'm serious. Let's see. TDM says, or Takedown Man says, here's all I'm saying. I'm not taking medical advice from the same government who gave the poor hepatitis, syphilis, sterilized them, and so on. Just seems like more of the same to me. Oh, good point. Good point. Let's see.
Start your own spaghetti sauce. That too.
Fake Armageddon kits with nuclear fallout tents for $999. Anyone? Yeah, right.
I got my nuclear fallout kit. I got it. It's a Coleman. I
Yeah,
got it. I got it at Outdoor World. Yeah,
there,
I'll be safe with the bomb drops.
there you go. I mean, if you're the type of person that's a prepper, just look at Amazon, look at eBay, and look at all these ideas that they throw out there for free. And I don't
Mhm.
know if these people that are selling this stuff for profit even realize that they're giving us the answer right there. We could do the same exact thing. It may not
Mhm.
be the brands that they use, right? It may not be, but you can make the same damn thing as they do and save so damn much money. Animated adventure set. I have to say this, if we use our biggest backbone like martial law to enforce measures to keep people safe, do not become violent. You will then become a problem. Take care
Exactly.
of everyone, even you. Yep, that's right. That's right.
I don't think I'll probably go that severe, but they just want the main reason they're telling people they want to isolate people and they're closing down all these social functions is they just don't want anything else to spread. That way, if anybody gets sick, those people can confirm yes they got sick and what areas there's where they work or where they go to school. That way, those areas can be completely clean and sterilized. So that way, in a couple of weeks, when this all those people are back to being healthy again, things are reopened again, there'll be less and less infected people. So that way, it'd be easier to see who's been affected after it's opened. They can quickly be sent home, and the place won't be completely recontaminated heavily again. They can just go in and do a normal cleaning, normal sterilization in that area again, and keep it down. Keep it keep the spreading down. That's why they're doing this, folks. They're not trying to do this to scare people. But one thing that aggravates me when this stuff goes down is how social media loves to jump on the board on this kind of stuff, freak people out.
Yeah.
They love it.
For those people that like to drink bottled water, I'm one of them, okay? I admit it and I own it, okay? I've been drinking bottled water for a long time because I don't trust the municipal source here from our town, okay? I don't. So I've been buying bottled water, but I've also did my footwork and I picked out the best of the best in reading all the materials that I've been able to do. Trust me, I will read and read and read until I feel satisfied, until this is just personally for me, not for any of you out there, but for me, what works for me. Okay. So I just want to put that out there. And so I found a water that I feel safe with, right? Now, here's a suggestion. Here's a suggestion. If you trust your municipal water source, okay, go
Mm.
ahead and you can prep your own self. Okay, the store shelves are empty. It's virtually difficult to find water in many places. I've been to many stores and I've seen the shelves are empty. Indeed, they are. The only thing that's really left are the gallon jugs, top shelf, right? And
Mm.
ain't no one wanting to buy those. I don't know why. They're just not wanting to buy them. So you can actually use your own municipal source. Fill up 2-liter bottles. That used to have Coke in it or Pepsi in it. All right, clean them out, wash them out good. Fill them up with water. Put them in a dark place, and just have them there. Right. Take a
Mhm.
5-gallon bucket, a food grade bucket. I've got a couple food grade buckets, 5-gallon food grade buckets that I filled with water back in 2015. And the other day, I brought them out here, and I hadn't seen these buckets in a while. And I said, "This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up this bucket, the water that
Give
was
it,
put in here in 2015,
give
and
a
I
swig.
drank it in front of everyone.
Mm.
I drank it, and guess what? I'm still here.
Mm.
I'm
As
still
long,
okay."
yep. As long as you properly treat that water, and our water will last you a good while,
That's
good long
right.
while.
That's right. But remember, prepare it in a
Mm.
food grade bucket, okay? And if you're wondering what food grade is, you can go on the internet here and find out what those numbers on the bottom of plastics are, what they mean, and what chemicals they have in them. There's a certain number that is food grade only. So I suggest if you're going to get some buckets, make sure they have that certain number. Okay. I think it's a number 4, but don't take my word for it. But I think it is a number 4. TDM says, yep, now watch. They'll use this to take more rights and conveniently forget to give them back.
It
TDM,
very well could.
that's been going on for years, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It's legal to store rainwater now in certain, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
In certain states, it is. Yes.
well, you know what? And you're right. I did go to a website that had all the states because I was curious to know how many states actually say that it's illegal to collect rainwater. And the way they write it down, it would confuse any person. Most of the states, it's actually okay to do that, but some of these
Mm-hmm.
states and the bullshit that they put out, it's like, well, am I able to or am I not? I mean, that's how detailed it was. I couldn't comprehend it. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't comprehend it. But you are right, GDM. There are some states that do not allow it. Who owns the damn water? Holy shit! Come on.
Yeah, no kid. Comes from God, man.
Exactly.
Don't be rationing out what God gives you. God gives it for you for a reason.
Exactly. You know, I heard that over in China. Now I don't know how true this is because I don't have proof of it except by what I read. Okay. And so this one source said that in buildings in China, uh, that they have where the CEO is at and the top people, that their offices get this wonderful oxygen in there. They get wonderful oxygen in their office spaces. Wherever they frequent, those particular rooms have this wonderful oxygen. No, you don't need to worry about anything. And it's like, wow, I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, I couldn't imagine stepping out of that room and then breathing what we all breathe.
Mm.
Because everyone knows that China has a constant smog over it from industry. And that's why a lot of people wear masks over there. It's kind of hard to breathe all that shit in, right? Just like Los Angeles, pretty hard to breathe that shit in. But for the people that got money, guess what? We're getting that good oxygen.
Must be
Amazing.
nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Must be nice. Same with solar and wind. In many places, you have to be on the grid still. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if I was a survivalist. I wish I was in the good health and shape that I would need to be in to be a survivalist because there are plenty of training courses out there. You could be trained in anything on this planet, anything that you want to be trained in. There's classes out there for it, but people that have already experienced these certain things in their lives. A lot of military folks, okay, have been trained in certain things that you and me would never imagine. But they have camps out there that you can go to, and you can sign up, pay a good price for them, and you could be taught how to survive. And like I said, if I was in good shape, I would be one of those people to take up on one of those courses, pay 500,000, 1,500 bucks for a whole week, learning how to survive out in the wilderness. Hmm. Takedown Man said our water is on a boil notice for a week. Whoa. Whoa.
You better boil it for a month. Watch it. The corona's in the water.
Ugh. I'm wondering
Ar-
if those.
The army taught you that. Well, it's always good to boil water. If you're unsure of the quality, it's always good to boil it.
Oh yeah,
It'll
I've
it'll it'll sterilize it after it's boiled. Nothing lives to being boiled.
I've got two filters that I showed here. I had a whole bunch of buckets out here the other day, and I have two different types of filters. The Life Straw, which is pretty good. You see that used in Africa a
Hmm.
lot, and then the other one I have is the Sawyer Mini, which is it's a little bit better than, in my opinion, than the Life Straw.
Hmm.
And I would I would give up my life for the life straw. I mean, I would. Okay, let me put this in ways that I can understand. I would trust the Sawyer Mini with my life. I would. That's how good I think it is. But that's just me. I'm not saying anything for any of you out there. I'm just saying by what I have experienced myself with this, the Sawyer Mini. I would, I would use that. My life would, however I said it. Son of a bitch, I can't even remember how I said it. If my life depended on it, I would trust in the Sawyer Mini. There we go. But it's not. It's hey, that's pretty good. Yeah, boil water if you're not happy with that. Boil it, and then use a filter. Use a good filtration system if you're not satisfied with just the boiling. That's up to you. Enjoy being said. I think the human psyche has some sort of remnant defense mechanism from past ancestral traumas like catechism. What is that? Cataclysms.
Cataclysms.
Cataclysms. And we can perhaps be triggered by threats of cataclysmic events beyond expected. Hmm.
Makes sense.
You know, sometimes I think the worst in situations like, oh shit, this is going to happen. Oh man, and I do from time to time. I find myself in that space. And then when the event is over, it's like, oh, thank God it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, right? And I find myself in that kind of space from time to time, and it really sucks because, and I'll be honest with you, I own it. I get worried about things probably more than I should. I do, and I try not to bring that to the attention of the public because I don't want people being in the same space as I am when it comes to stuff like that. If I'm going to put anything out to people, I want to be level headed when I do it because I don't want to worry people.
Exactly. I don't want to worry
420,
folks either.
420. Water is free if you collect it and rains where you live. But I live in the high desert. It maybe rains 20 days a year if we're lucky. Wow.
Yeah, very true.
I
Yep.
don't
You
think
get
I'd
much
want to
rain.
live there.
I don't mind the desert. Desert's all right.
Hey, listen,
Little,
man, you
little warm.
cyborg, you'd have to train me to to live out in the desert first before I'd feel comfortable enough to live out there because I know nothing about desert living. Nothing.
Oh, it's a different pace, different type of life. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Leanne Live says it's 4% reality, 90%, or excuse me, 96% worry about what might happen. Yeah. And that's me from time to time. It is. It's like I don't need no human contact when I'm in that space. None. Because I don't want to put people at risk. It's Apple Snapple. How you doing? Gina says, I love the desert. I grew up in Vegas. I live in Reno, says 420, 420. Well, there you go. That helps out.
But one thing we could see about that little website you showed there before, Cap. One thing
What's
I
that?
like to look at that website you showed us earlier from John Hopkins.
Oh, yes, I
One
still have
one
that
thing
up. Yep,
one
hold on.
thing I like about that, the best thing I like seeing on that actual map is that part on the very far right, the green, the people that have recovered, got it and recovered.
There you go.
Yeah, there may be 6,000 deaths, but yes, there were 75,000 people that have got it and confirmed recovered. Confirmed. 77,257 people have been confirmed they had it and recovered. They're home. They're okay.
Okay, here's a good question. Now, I've heard
Mhm.
I've heard two answers, two possible answers, because there's only two. Can you get it again?
Can you get it
Can
again?
you
Yes,
get it
yes,
again?
yes, you can. You can
Okay.
get it again.
All right.
You can get it more than once. Yes, you can. They said this, you can get it twice. You can get it more than once.
Mm.
Now, getting the complications and such as you did the first time, I'm not sure about that. But they said, yes, you can get it more than once because they've already confirmed, I can't remember, confirmed it, seen it somewhere, that this strain is already mutated once from the original. It first popped up back
Right.
in November or December when it first popped up and left China. That the new version is the one that's out now. The first version came out, you were only infected for so long. The new one that's out now is the one where you're infected. The isolation rate is, or incubation rate is 14 to 21 day incubation period. Before it was like 8 days. It mutated once already. That's why a lot of this stuff has been locked down. A lot of these countries are putting in these don't go to social gatherings. They don't all these sports closed down. They want to make sure that the safety precautions are put into place so that way when the number of the truly people who've got it that are sick can stay home, the ones that need to be hospitalized are not going to overload this medical system and the hospital system and the first responders, and people can get the proper treatment so we can lessen the number of deaths. Yeah, there's 6,500 and something deaths from this. And if you look at it, guess where the majority of those 6,000 are from? China. I think 1,400 are from what? Iran, and another 1,000 are from Italy.
Yeah, the top 5 countries, China being number one, Italy in second, Iran in third, South Korea in fourth, and Spain in fifth.
So the total deaths is 6,500.
That's
Now,
right.
there are statistics of diseases and viruses that are killing people global wide that is way higher than this. Every year, the flu, regular flu that people get all over the world, there's like 200,000, 300,000 people a year die from the flu during the flu season. Sometimes it could be a bit higher than that, it can go up to 500,000. There are people right now that are, let's see, what was the one statistic I saw just a little while ago? 3,000 people a day are dying from tuberculosis every day. 3,000 people a day die from tuberculosis per day. In 15 days, that's higher than the death rates. I mean, 3 days of tuberculosis deaths is going to outnumber what we already have now, the confirmed deaths from this.
Yeah.
So, like we said, if people do what they're told, that's why they got all these isolations, all the stuff shut down. If people can go home, we can get a more accurate number of who's sick right now. Those people are being told to stay home, stay away from other people so you don't make anybody else sick. Monitor yourself. If you're having problems, complications, inform the hospital beforehand you're coming in. Inform the authorities. Tell them, hey, yeah, I'm sick. I don't know if it's corona, but I'm sick. I got complications. This is what's happening with me. This is what I need. And they'll instruct you where to go, what to do. They'll tell you either to come in or tell you to go to another place to get treatment. And then we will know then, because they don't want to overload the system. That's basically why they're doing this, folks. I know a lot of people are taking it the wrong ways, but that's the main reason why they're doing it. Want to make sure that the progression is slowed down to a point people that really truly need the medical attention, they're going to develop complications from contracting this, are going to be able to get the help they need. We don't want the worst case scenario happen. We don't know if it's going to mutate again. They don't know. That's why the scientists have been working nonstop in labs with this.
Gina said, I wonder if they've gotten the corona test kits in yet.
They're working on getting test kits out. I don't know when they're going to have enough for everybody, but they got them out. They're starting to get them out already. Exactly what 420 said. Stay home so the health agency can deal with the influx. That's what's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
To stay home, isolate yourself. That's why all the kids were sent home. That's why all these public events were canceled. Why all these public areas are closed down. Movie theaters are closed down. So we can figure out if we're the ones that are infected, that may be infected, that haven't shown symptoms yet, or show symptoms while we're in this isolation period. That way, if they're a student, they can tell their school. If they're a worker, they can tell their job, and then they can do the proper steps next. So by the time they get home, they get over their symptoms, recover, and go back, nobody else is going to get infected. We could slow the infection, get a handle on it. So when the vaccines come out, there you go.
PJ, you said on Face the Nation they said within a week. What do they say within a week? Just out of curiosity. Once again, I want to thank everyone for being here and being a part of this conversation. On the panel with me, I have Cyborg Tech, who I've known for quite a while now, and he is is a first responder, so he has a lot more information than what I would ever have, and he uh, has information that that is much has a much further outreach than what I can provide here. So I'm glad that I have him up on the panel to help everyone out there that might have questions, and he'll try to answer whatever he can. He may not be able to answer everything, but he's been pretty good at responding to everyone that's out in the chat right now. So I do appreciate my friend Cyborg Tech being up here to help me out tonight.
What I'm here for, brother, to help folks out. This is what it needs to be about. On Face the Nation said within a week. Is that for the tests?
Oh yes, the
Okay,
test kits would or should be out. Okay.
They're getting tests out now. That's another one of the reasons why they're shutting down and isolating things. So the hospitals can get test kits in, they can get supplies in, so they can get nurses in, they can get enough personnel in. So while everybody's now at home in isolation, students are sent home, everybody's sent home from work, everybody's isolated, the ones that are getting sick and develop the complications that need to be treated by medical personnel in the hospitals, they're ready to rock, they're ready to go. That's why all the isolations are being done right now to help prepare us. So it's going to be less of an epidemic, less of a spread, less of it getting worse. We already know it was an epidemic when it started in China. Epidemic means it's a known problem and it's isolated to an area. That's what an epidemic means. Pandemic means it has left the said isolation area and has spread. It became a pandemic when it went worldwide, when more countries were catching it. It went from an epidemic to a pandemic. We've had pandemics happen off and on for years and years and years. Well, since the dawn of man, really, if you think about it. But these weird ones are coming from different places. But I kind of find, I don't know, in a way, I kind of see what these people are saying about these, conspiracy theories. If you sit back and look at it, man, it's like, well, this is the second or third virus now that's been confirmed. Right?
Well, I got a question for you, Cyborg Tech. This is from Redhead Chick. She asks, I got a question for him. What are the symptoms of the coronavirus?
I will have to go and double check. You have to, I'd recommend go to the CDC and check directly with the CDC on that. I'm not sure of all the symptoms. I believe it is coughing, one, fever, coughing, fever. Check it quick, like.
See, when I was at the VA, when they stopped me, they were stopping everyone. They asked 4 questions, and the only medical question they asked me was, they actually asked 2. Are you having coughing problems? And the other question was, are you having flu-like symptoms? Flu-like symptoms, and that's probably the best way to describe the coronavirus. It's the next closest thing to the flu, but maybe at 10 times worse than what the regular flu symptoms are. That's what they said.
Directly from the CDC website. Watch for symptoms. Symptoms are, and they can appear 2 to 14 days after exposure. fever, cough, and shortness of breath.
There you go.
Now, if you're developing complication sides mean difficulty of breathing, shortness of breath, persistent pain or pressure of your chest, confusion, or bluish lips or face. That's when you know you're having respiratory issues. That's complications from getting the virus and getting complications. So the symptoms: fever, coughing, and shortness of breath. What the actual symptoms of it.
A little old lady said, my concern is everyone wants to be tested as soon as possible. What if you are negative now, but get sick later? Are we going to test everyone every few weeks? That's a lot of tests.
That's mainly the reason why they put people, that's why they have the isolation and the shutdown period now, is so they can figure out who has it already, is confirmed that they have it. So the rest of these areas can be clean. So those people that are actually have it will be away from the rest of the public. So it won't spread anymore. Now, will they get it again? Yes, you can get it again. But that's a pretty good question right there, actually. That really is a good question. And get sick later, yeah. You could possibly. That's why I think that's the main reason why we were told why they're doing the isolation, the shutdown periods. All these countries are doing it. Why all these businesses are shutting down. So anybody who may have it, if they're sick, will stay home and keep it from spreading. That way they can get a more accurate number of the infected people.
You know, I was wondering about our local water department and electric department there. If employees are worried about going to work and they don't have the staff to keep the business going up, how is that going to affect us, citizens of the local towns and cities? It is something that I'm concerned about because, there are, everyone's a human being. I don't care what you do for a job. You're a human being. I mean, some people are going to be affected by this. It's like, hell no, I ain't going to work. I ain't going to be around all those other people and possibly get sick myself. I'm out of here. I don't know if they're just keeping minimal on staff or if they're eventually going to close down these utilities that that we're all so used to. And by law, can they do that? I don't know. I am kind of curious. It is of a concern. I couldn't imagine them closing down the water plant and the electric grid. I just can't imagine that.
The majority of it, probably not, because they usually have enough employees that if one employee will get sick, they're sent home until they're better, and the ones that are healthy remain. And they will make sure the area is clean and sterilized. All the trucks are sterilized, businesses are sterilized, the offices, anything they've been touching has been sterilized. That actually has been a good question. People have come up with that. And there have been different places, different power companies have actually put out little notices about that, about telling their employees, if you're sick, stay home. If you're not sick, let us know. And those are the ones that are not sick are there. If anything does happen, where something needs to be repaired or work needs to be done on the grid, those are the guys that aren't sick will go out and do the work. While the ones that are sick are going to stay home, recover.
Yeah.
Then go back to work after they're sure they're okay.
I want to say good morning to my friend Zara out there. That's Paranormal White Noise. Edwin Sherman, how you doing? Animated Adventure says they will use the military to keep infrastructure operations and or train people able.
There are some companies out there that are rehiring, like hospitals right now are rehiring people that used to be nurses, hiring them right now, bringing them back in. Doctors that haven't been in the hospitals for a while, they're rehiring other doctors to come in. They're rehiring. A lot of companies are rehiring people that are trained in specific things that we might need here in the future are coming back in, and people are getting put on standby just in case.
Good morning, over 50 and fantabulous. So good to see you this morning. Right side of Lloyd is back. I'm pretty sure I can't catch it. I'm an alien. I know you are, man. I know you are. Listen, what I listened to yesterday is that they're going to be building like mass units almost. Now, they're not called mass units, but because you can't build a hospital, all over the place, that would cost us billions of dollars to create something like that. So they're building these units outside of hospitals, some right in the parking lots, to create more beds for people to come in, and these are intense. And I watch. It's like, well, there you go. That's doing something. I'm in total agreement of that. But the sad thing is that we don't have enough hospitals in our country, United States, to supply the needs of all the people here. We're certainly not prepared for a pandemic. I mean, there'll never, I don't think, ever be enough hospital beds for a whole country. Impossible. And there's not
Nope.
enough staff to take care of all of them. You know, my sister used to work for a nursing home, and she had one whole wing. It was 50 patients that she had to take care of on her shift. Only one person per wing. Unbelievable. No one wanted that job to take care of elderly people because they all have different complications that a staff member has to deal with. It is a job that certainly does not get paid enough. I mean, these people should be getting 30, 40, $50 an hour. I'm serious. That's my opinion. But for what these people, these staff members have to go through, just a literal crap, and I mean literal cleanup of that. I admire these people that have that kind of heart. They know that they don't get paid well for it, but what I mean, I admire people that can do that. I really do. The Colorado CVM has been activated to
Mhm.
man triage. Call unit April 20th. Yeah, there you
And
go.
those
There you go.
those are
That's what I'm
pop
talking
those are
about.
popped up all over the country.
Yep,
Those are popping up.
yep,
All the different states are bringing those in. Red Cross has also been doing that, working on getting other ones. We're getting other sets of those set up, triage places set up
that's
for
right.
this. That's why we're in the isolation, people, right now. That's why we're in the isolation period right now, people. So we can know after the isolation period is over, the healthy people are going to go back to school. The healthy people are going to go back to their jobs. The ones that are sick will remain home. And then if they have complications, they need to get treated at triage centers or these treatment centers or hospitals. They're ready to go. We'll have enough personnel to help kick this thing in the ass, knock its, I'll say it, knock a dick in the dirt a little bit, keep it from spreading.
Yeah.
So just don't panic, folks. And like I said, it's easy to keep your home clean and yourself clean and keep yourself from contracting it. So it's pretty easy. Keep stuff clean, folks. Standard soap and water. Hygiene, folks. Keep clean. Keep clean. Keep everybody you know clean. Don't get. If your kids refuse to take a bath, give them a bath.
You know, I do feel sorry for the people that work at restaurants. Um, and if the restaurant is closed down, they're going, well, I'm out of a job. How am I going to get paid? And trying to find another job out there during a situation like this is not easy to come by. Seriously. So, they wonder, where are we going to get this income to be able to survive each month? And I'm sure that's on the minds of a couple people right here in this chat right now that might be working those kind of jobs at a restaurant or what have you,
That's
or
why
a
the government.
department store.
That's why the government approved that spending bill to help people that are going to have problems with job loss and
50,
such be able
50
be able to pay the
billion,
bills.
$50
Yeah,
billion dollars, I think. Yeah.
I'm not sure how much money they put aside, but they've already approved the bill, and the bill has already been approved by both Congress and the Senate, and the bill is passed, and it's going to help people who may end up having bill problems from having to stay home and not have an income. So it'll help employers keep these people on staff. So when they open up their stores, open up the restaurants and stuff after this isolation period's over with. These people are going to be able to come back to a job.
Right. I mean, that's what I heard, what you just explained, but let's see how true it is. You know what I'm saying? Because we can hear one thing that the government says, but it's like, no, you didn't. No, that's not what it was meant to be for. That's no, 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 no. And then you got red tape that you got to crawl through. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, yeah, they like to here they wave that money at you and they make you stand on your tippy toes to get to it. So you just want to punch them in the nuts and take
Yeah.
it.
Employees will still be paid if it's corona related, says 420. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth Wheel Living says some people can't wait weeks for the red tape. You are correct. That's right. But that's why I
Well,
brought up the situation. This is what brought the title up. Nothing wrong with being a little prepared. I
mm-hmm.
mean, I know it's not easy to save up money each month and just sock it aside. And it always seems that that money that you try to sock aside, another emergency comes up. It's like, damn, I wasn't even able to save for 2 months and that money's already gone. And I get that. I've been there, done that. Okay. It's
We all
not an
have.
easy thing to do, but if you are able to do that, you gotta train yourself because a lot of us, we don't know what that's like to save money, right? We don't know what it's like. And sometimes we got to cut back on habits and addictions, and that's not easy. You got to be able to do that. You got to be able to do that. If you're not willing, then
Mm-hmm.
it's your own damn fault, right? No, you can't blame it on no one else but yourself.
It's easy
So
to like.
that's why I said, each month take $5 extra, $10 if you can afford it. Get a little extra food, get a little extra supplies, and just put them to the side. Forget about them. And then when that rainy day comes, you can say, you know what? I've got that stuff. I'm good to go for another month. The good that comes out of this is awareness of being prepared. Exactly. Exactly. Enjoy Being says another project in my line of work already went into standby and they are on 30% of weekly, but this is in New Zealand with US employers. Hmm. Minton says my husband's job called for a meeting with all employees tomorrow. They never have had a meeting before. We know what it's about more than likely.
Mm-hmm. Even with us, all the training schools and stuff we had for the next 2 months, all of our training schools, all of our training or search and rescue mission exercises have all been canceled. We
Yeah.
can't. They all got canceled. We are now working literally remotely from work from home. We're in like net meetings and conference meetings nonstop and on the horn night and day.
Sarah Smiles, let me show you something. Italy has over 300 deaths and over 3,500 new cases overnight. They're hurting so bad. We all are, but wow, poor Italy. Let me show you right now. I've shared this map a few times. Share, share, share. Let's check out Italy right now. All right. Italy on this list. Let me go ahead and refresh the page. Where's Italy standing at right now? 24,747 cases of the coronavirus. So let's close in on. There's Italy right here, right here. Okay. And according to this, they have confirmed 24,747 people with coronavirus. Active 20,603. Recovered 2,335. That's what the statistics are right now for Italy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Stay safe, social distance, keep your place clean. If you got symptoms, don't go out. The only time, and don't. And if you need medical assistance, if you get complications, then contact your medical professionals. Contact the hospitals. Let them know. That's the best thing to do right now during this isolation period is do what they're saying. Go out when you can, when stores do have things for you to get, the supplies you need to get. They're going to be a little scarce for a while.
Yeah.
And it's going to be rationed out for a while. Go out once, get what you need, come back, sit back, write it out.
You
And if you know
know,
some,
I was going to say, I wish that that was a for sure thing, but this is what some people tend to do. And I've even done it myself in the past. I'm not going to lie about it. When a situation is put out there where you're limited to one per person or one per family. Okay, that store says that. So you go in there, one per person. But who's to say they're going to notice you come in a second time and do it again? Or who's to say that you're going to go to maybe another store and get it over there and go to that next store and get it over there, right? So I don't think there is really any way of preventing that from happening. People are gonna, get more than than what law recommends. People are going to break the law. I've done it. I mean, I I can't hide that. I'm just being honest with you. I've done that in the past. I have.
Fiance works in a nursing home and worried he will be a carrier and get sick. As long as he follows proper cleaning procedures while he's at work, he shouldn't bring it. The odds of him bringing it home are pretty slim. And as long as you keep your home clean and keep your hands clean and the surface you guys touch clean, should be all right.
And it may have
He
been,
works.
you're exactly right, or several parties of the same family, but the method will still be a better ration. Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth
Exactly.
wheel living. Watch videos of people fighting in stores for toilet paper and water. What is wrong with people? Stabbing for water? Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. When the H1N1 broke out, they were doing the same damn thing. They were looting stores like crazy. Crime, people freaking beating people up for stupid stuff. It's crazy. Same thing, different rapper.
It's funny that people are fighting for water. It's like, do you realize that you've got a tap at home? What? But because people have become so accustomed to drinking bottled water, they offer at most workplaces. I mean, wherever you work, a lot of places offer that. And we become so accustomed to it. You go into a board meeting, what? They're going to give you some bottled water right there in front of you. And we do it in our own personal lives. We buy bottled water. And maybe because of some videos we might have watched on YouTube about water companies and what's actually happening, right? And it's kind of sad that it's went this direction as it has, because back in the day, I don't ever remember there being bottled water. Actually, the water that you got at a restaurant came out of the tap. No one said nothing about it. But now that we're in this decade, things have seemed to change, and I don't know why. I don't know why. My friend Paranormal White Noise, also known as Zara, said, "You're welcome. I find it in a way funny as we've been living with it for a while. Even though less people are out, life is still going on."
Yeah, life's still going on. That thing, it's not like life's ending. It's not like tomorrow we're all gonna wake up dead. Come on. It's not like that.
Wake up
Come on.
dead.
Come on.
Well, that I would like to see that one happen.
Mhm.
Wow. How did you do that? You're supposed to be dead. No, I'm quite alive, but I'm dead.
I woke up. I just woke up dead. I go
Anyway,
from staying at home to going to hospital to work once, trying to keep exposure to a minimum. Shay, you don't have to keep your you can keep your exposure down to a minimum. I know, in case you don't want to get infected by anybody else. But like I said, there's so many things you can do to help protect yourself. I tell everybody, go get yourself a pair of gloves. Like I said, cloth or leather gloves. Wear them the whole time you're out. If you see somebody's coughing, just steer clear of them. Steer clear of anybody who might be sick. And all surfaces you touch, make sure your gloves are on, and you're good. Get home, take them off, sterilize them, boom, you're ready to go out again. Very simple to keep yourself protected. Very simple.
It's Apple Snapple said a new meaning to I woke up like this. K-Dog. Uh-oh, before I even read your comment, K-Dog. Okay, now this is a K-Dog that I know he's always got a black cloud over him. So I know that he's probably got some sort of depressing news or something bad that happened in his life. K-Dog, you know that's the truth, man. So I'm pointing you out. So I hope you got some good news. Now, what did you say here? I just got over the flu and scared that I could catch this virus since my immune system is at real low right now. I've isolated myself in my apartment. Wrote a note on my door, don't disturb, sick.
That's a good thing then.
Well, yeah, this time yeah, for the most part, it's a good thing.
Wash your hands and keep your hands nice and clean. And anything you touch, keep it nice and clean. You're good.
That's right. Little old lady said, don't forget personal hygiene items.
Yep. Get yourself a couple bars of soap. You're good.
Under my bathroom sink, I've got, I think, about 10 bars of ivory soap.
There you go.
I don't know why I bought them at the time I did. Maybe because they were on sale or something like that, but I got 10 bars. And I'm glad I did it now. Now that I'm looking at it, it's like, oh, wow, it's there.
Yep. I got a couple bars of lava soap.
Lava, yeah.
I got 2 bars of lava in the cabinet over there. I've got enough medical supplies for at least 6 months. I got enough toiletries for 6 months, but I always keep a good 6 months stockpile of stuff. And I got enough chow here between me and my 2 other best friends. All the food we all have combined, we've got more than enough to last us quite a good while. Plus, we have lots of canned goods too, and jarred, canned, like canned, like canned vegetables and stuff that they do, like pickles and tomatoes and fruits and stuff. They have a bunch of that stuff canned and put in their pantry.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of people, you can do that all on your own. And if you don't know how to can, well, you can go to this one great resource. It's called YouTube, and you just type that in your query, how to can vegetables, and thousands of channels will come up and teach you how to do that.
Real simple.
Yep.
All I need is that little pressure machine and some jars and the chew and the food. Put it all in there, and there you go. You can put 3 months, 6 months supply of vegetables and fruits away real quick.
Now, I was saying that yesterday. That's how I grew up. That's what my parents did. They went hunted for deer. We got our 4 deer, filled out those tags. Good throughout the whole winter. We had meat throughout the whole winter. Saved money from going to the commissary on base to get our groceries. And Dad and Mom canned everything. We had a 1/4 acre vegetable garden in our backyard, and it's those vegetables that sustained us through the winter. Cab, I built a grow box in my garage today. Awesome. Sarah smiles. That's awesome.
Grow boxes are cool. You grow all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Herbs and vegetables.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Paranormal White Noise says, problem is 420. My mom is stubborn. LOL.
Aren't all of our mothers stubborn? I know mine was all the way to the end.
You know what I am, and I'm not a mother, but I've been told I'm stubborn too. Oh, you're just stuck in your old ways, Cab.
Ben, you're stubborn? No, never. I never heard that about you.
Yeah.
Say it isn't so.
Oh, hey, I admit it. There are certain things that I am stubborn about. It was like the cell phone company. I remember starting with this. It was called Alltel, and I started with that company, and people were telling me, Ben, how long have you been with that company? Oh, 5 years so far. Well, you know what? There's new companies that have come out. Have you thought about maybe looking to other companies, maybe saving some money, Cab? Or that they didn't call me Cap, Ben. It's like, nope, I like this company. I'm going to stick with them. Comes to 10 years. Ben, are you still with that Alltel company? Yep, still am. How much are you paying each month for that? Well, you know what, Ben? I could have saved you thousands of dollars. Really? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to put up that Alltel phone and go to a different company? It's like, well, if you're going to save me half of what I've been spending every month, hell yeah. But it took me 10 years. I wasted all that money on that damn company. I did. That's how stubborn I can be. I don't like the new ways. I am stuck back in a day. Okay, I am. I'm stuck back in the day. I admit it. Oh.
Don't get
Ben, see
overzealous.
my
Play it day
comment
by
about
day.
that. You say you'll see why I call her stubborn. Oh, the comment above that one. Let's see what did you say? Let's see. My sister has told my mom to cancel her flight here next for my nephew's 18th birthday because it's bad here. Plus, she has COPD. Oh, okay. Problem is, yeah. Problem is, 420. My mom is stubborn. Hey, I guarantee you, there's at least a couple people out in that chat right now that are stubborn, just like I am. Admit it, okay? I know I'm not the only one on this damn planet that's stubborn.
Okay, I'll admit it. I'm stubborn.
Okay.
I'm pig-headed. I admit it. I have part swine in me, which is why when H1N1 came out, I was perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I remember when the swine flu first came out, and this was back in the 1970s. And so people were making jokes about it back then. And there was this one particular joke I'll never forget. What happened to the pig farm that blew up?
No idea.
Swine flu. I'm sorry.
Smart ass. That was a good one, though. That was a good one.
K-Dog said, thinking of doing that Instacart grocery delivery. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to try it instead of getting out on my own. Listen, K-Dog, I did not know that Walmart offered online shopping to where you can go to the store, park in a slot, and they'll bring your groceries out to you. You buy the groceries online with a credit card, right? Or a bank card. And then you go to the store, let them know, hey, I'm on my way. And when you get there, you say, this is the slot number I'm in, and they're going to deliver you your groceries. I didn't
Right
know
to your
that
car.
until 3-4 days ago. I didn't know
Mhm.
Walmart did that.
They've been doing that for about 6 months or so.
I
6 months
didn't
to a
know
year.
it.
About 6 months to a year, they've been doing that. And
So
now they're doing a lot more of that. They even said they might be closing stores for people to come in and
right.
doing only the deliveries.
Well, there's a problem with that now. It was my first experience of actually calling in a grocery order and
Mhm.
going to pick it up. The problem is they don't look at all the expiration dates on everything. Not
True.
remember, this is just a regular employee that's getting minimum wage. Okay. Not only that, if the can is damaged, because I bought some canned goods, right? If the can is damaged, they don't care about that either. If the can is bloated, they don't realize that there's botulism involved there. So, and I had one can that was a little swelled. It's like, oh, hell no, 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 no. And I sent that back um, and let them know about it. I said, you'd better check the rest of your supply there because this one, you, you, you can see that the can is swelled.
Mhm.
So you're not going to get, the top of the line, the best looking products on the shelf. It's funny how humans can be because you'll see three boxes of elbow noodles. Let's use for an example. and you'll see one box, it's all crushed in on the side. It's like, oh hell no, I ain't gonna take that one. I'm gonna take the one that looks better behind it. Now that's what I do. I do because I don't know what brought that event about to that box, what its history was. But I'm looking at the thing that looks more appealing, eye appealing, and I'm going to end up buying that. It might seem silly, but that's what I do. Yeah, Cab is still alive. Like a winning number. Yeah. Grabbing the cup around the top. How's that for coronavirus taste? Yeah, right. I was taught in in the restaurant business that you don't grab it, yeah, by the top. Some people don't even realize that. And when a waitress, if you got a waitress that doesn't give a shit, here you go. Okay, here we go. Did you wash your hands before you went to the bathroom or after you come out of the bathroom? Wow, what business is yours? Hell no, I didn't. Here, enjoy your water. Son of a bitch. But you got to
Yeah.
realize some people, they just get a minimum wage, right? They don't want to be at work to begin with because they're at a job that they're unhappy with. And so some employees, I'm not saying all, but some just don't care. They don't. They're there just to get that paycheck and that's it. Sarah Smile says 420. There was a man on Facebook tonight complaining about our governor and impeding on his constitutional right to assemble. Oh boy. That's 24/7. That's always going on. I don't care who you are in the government. That's always happening, right?
Oh yeah, it's been going on for God decades and decades and decades and decades.
There's always going to be someone out there complaining about what's going on.
Yep. Anyway, cab is 0320. Yeah, it's getting
I
late here
hear
for
you.
me.
I
So
hear you.
I think I'm
Hey,
going to sign off of here
okay.
and go crawl in my bunk because I got some things I gotta, I got work here pretty
I hear you.
shortly. So
Well, listen, Cyborg Tech.
mhm,
It's almost as if we picked up from where we left off,
mhm,
almost a year ago, man. And I appreciate you
just
coming
about
up on the panel and
no problem.
sharing your thoughts and your experience with all of us. You answered a lot of
Mhm.
questions for a lot of people out there, and I do appreciate that. Thank you
So
so very much, my
uh,
friend.
no need to thank me, brother. That's what I do. I like to help.
Heck yeah. And in the meantime, um, you take care of yourself. I don't know how long it'll be before we connect again. You never know. But
Well, I'll be keeping my eyes open for your lives, and I'll try to pop in on them as I can.
all right, I appreciate that, buddy. In the
Because
meantime, you get
since
some
we're
sleep. Do you have
since we're
any closing words you want to share with anyone out there before you take off?
yeah, be safe, be careful, keep yourself clean, and remember, any day north of the dirt is a good day.
There you go. That's exactly right. All right, there, Cyborg Tech. You have yourself a good night. All right, man.
You too, brother Cav, and everybody out there in chat land. Have yourself a good night. If you need to get a hold of me, just put a message on one of my videos, and I'll get back with you.
There you
So y'all
go.
have a good night.
All right, that was my friend Cyborg Tech. And if you see, he'll type out there in the chat before he heads out. And if you could do that, Cyborg Tech, just type in the chat so people can see your channel. And we all know how to do this. You take your mouse and you bring it over to those three little dots to the right side, right? Okay, and it'll bring up his channel. Go ahead and connect with him. Okay, you won't be disappointed. He's certainly proved himself throughout the night tonight on the information he's given to us. Right, he's a good guy. He really is. And I can't think of much else to say either. I think we've pretty much covered all the bases. We didn't get into anything that was over the edge or overboard. I didn't make no big deal about nothing, and we kept it level headed, and that's the way it should be. There are some people out there that are going crazy about this coronavirus. Okay, may I suggest if you see people that are doing that here on YouTube, stay away. You don't need the added stress. And there's a lot of people out there, putting out information that's just absolutely not true. If you want to know about something, you do the footwork yourself, okay? You check out things yourself. Um, Other than that, that's about it for this Cab 7 live stream. I want to thank all of you for hanging out throughout the night and being informed, okay? And I always wish the best for all of you out there. I don't want no one hurting. And if I can help prevent you from hurting just a little bit, then I've accomplished what I've set out to do here on this channel. It's just to lift people up one person at a time. Have yourselves a good night, a good morning, or a good afternoon, wherever you might be at on this spinning rock. Remember to be kind to one another and always pass the peace forward to those out there, whether it be a relative, a friend, or a perfect stranger. Our world needs a hell of a lot of peace. We're lacking that. That's for damn sure. Remember to love those people that you surround yourself with, your family, your friends. Let them know that you care about them, that you love them, all right? They need to hear that. And if you're blessed to have kids, let them know if you have to, 100 times a day, I love you, I love you, I love you. Point them in a positive direction, teach them good morals and values. And when your kids do good things, remember to tell them that you're proud of them, okay? They need to hear that. And by the time they reach adulthood themselves, they're going to look back at you, mom and dad, or to that one single parent, and they're going to remember how they were raised by the morals and values that you taught them. And hopefully they'll take a measurement of that and pass it forward to their kids. It certainly does make for a better planet. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, okay? And I hope that I could somewhat entertain and inform you throughout this night. Keep coming back. If you don't remember the channel's name, check it out right behind me. Simply called Cab 7. Until next time, take care, my friends. Take care.